And we are live. Look at us, back at it again after a couple weeks away from streaming. Thanks to everyone that sent some well wishes while I was battling the flu. Turns out the flu, not fun. Also not fun, not having your antidepressants. It was a wombo combo, but we're here now. It's all been sorted. And for once, when I say we, I'm not just referring to you, the collective audience. I am referring to my good friend and team captain of Siren's Call here, Dani. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I mean, I'm doing great because I am able to get this stream back going again and get back to the playoffs of League One. Because where we last left off, we won the quarterfinals in a 3-0 sweep. And you were our star player, for the record. It turns out, Felyn, very good. So we just kind of carried that to victory, and that is largely going to be my plan for today. But there has been a balance patch since the last time that we played that has been pretty significant. How much do you know about the changes, Dani?
Oh, absolutely none at all. So I'm going to have to look at that.
Yeah, so here's everything that I think you need to know. Deep Space is actually all right now. They added a shield bonus to the missile card. So when you volley the missiles, you can get up to like 3,000 shield in the next combat, which makes it a lot easier to keep your stacks going. So Deep Space might actually be good. I haven't played around with it a lot, but I feel like a Deep Space Peter bot lane could put in some serious work. Pinangju is playable now, so good for them. I think Zealot got nerfed because the ultimate ability, he can no longer get 85% attack power. They changed it to additional armor, which is obviously just not as good as being able to kill your opponents really quickly. And they added a new champion called Nihil. And that's okay, because it's bad, and we're not going to use him, and we're not going to have to worry about the computer using it. So, that part's going to be fine. But yeah.
Interesting. Why does he have 2 holes on the side of his face?
It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be helping the guy, that's for sure.
I need lore. I need the lore of Legends, but for this game.
That is something, as we load into our save file here, I wish we got like a paragraph for the lore for each of these characters, right? It doesn't need to be a whole short story. I'm not asking for them to break their backs over it, but just a paragraph could go a long way towards adding to that immersion factor that I think the game does a largely good job with, right? Like all those kind of in-between events, it does feel like a team in a lot of ways, and I feel like giving the champions that would be good. Also, you're gonna see here, we're gonna have to start with redoing some masteries, because any champion for whom there were changes to the mastery tree in the balance patch, they basically said, we're gonna reset it so you can pick your choices based on the new information rather than being stuck with what you did back when it worked a different way than how it does now. So
that is very kind of them.
Yeah, it is nice. I have heard there were some bugs for a bit that were causing people to constantly have to reset, like every time they loaded into the file. I think that's largely been fixed, and I think that was largely built on some mod support. There were a couple mods that no longer work, but luckily they're not any of the visual mods. Our goth girls are safe and sound, don't worry. Yeah, I think we're going to take the increase here. I'm not worried about cost for our support. If our support's lower on gold, that's fine. Getting the bonus effectiveness is really what we want there. And for the same reason, obviously, as a support, we're going to pick to give our other allies increased farming efficiency rather than him. Rothy does not need it. Oh, right, we're just going into it. I guess I ended the stream getting to this screen. which is great because I totally remember what the other players' abilities are, and definitely know how to draft around that. And I'm definitely not nervous about the fact that we lost to them the last time we played them, and they have an A- jungle, and we do not. Any thoughts here on our strategy, Dani, before we jump in? You are team captain after all.
Build around a jungle?
You want to build around the jungle? Okay. We could prioritize that.
Oh no, that's probably bad advice.
Look, I think a good jungle goes a very long way. I will say, I think I'm going to do the Felyn blocker combo as long as the game allows me to do it. But I think everything else, playing around jungle rather than our solo lanes in this first rotation makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, I mean, like, play around jungle, but like make sure that, bot lane is really good. Yeah. Really strong.
Absolutely. And to make bot lane strong, we're going to ban Bart, because Bart reflects so much damage back onto Felyn. It's basically the one character in the game that completely eliminates the champion. And it turns out I didn't need to worry about it at all, because Felyn just got banned, which, you know what? Fair. That is the correct thing for the computer to do in this circumstance. So we're going to have to come at things a different way. So let's see. When we talk about building around a jungler, I'm guessing like Zealot seems like an obvious option, right?
I love Zealot. Zealot is my favorite, my go-to for everything.
I have become a Zealot convert over the course of this playthrough, because I used to just hate it. I'd be like, oh, I'll just draft Niels. But it turns out I can ban Niels, and then Zealot's just really good. Especially when it synergizes with something like Kid, right? Getting triple the benefit when it dies, or working with something like Paisai to get a bunch of procs of its ability. Just a really nice synergies possible there. Now, we are on blue side, which means we need to be careful on how many counters to that we let through. What do you think? I'm going back and forth between banning Kid, because Kid is just as dangerous in their hands as it is in ours, or banning Hakuna, because Hakuna has that super attack that basically ends up doing triple damage to Zealot because of the nature of the passive.
I personally have never really enjoyed being against Kid, but I haven't played in a really long time, so there's been like balance changes that have seriously affected him. I could be wrong.
Well, I think the only reason I'm hesitating is because I feel like maybe we just first pick Kid, and the odds of Zealot still being around are somewhat high. Like, I don't know that they're going to first rotation Zealot. So I'm going to ban Hakuna. They ban Frank, which, hilarious. And we're going to take Kid first. And the idea here is I don't think they're going to prioritize Zealot. They prioritize Mickey, who's going to be annoying, and Zhao Gonglei, who is going to be more annoying than he was. He did get some buffs on the last patch, so his damage numbers are a little bit higher. But I still think, in general, there are a lot of ways to deal with him that are pretty strong. Now, I know we said originally we wanted to prioritize bot side a little bit. Because of how the bans have gone down and the fact that they've already showed Zhao Gonglei, there's a part of me that says that we should just lock in Bart for the anti-shield, kind of counter what Mickey's going to be providing to the team, because Mickey now adds shield in team fights, specifically objective fights in the final fight, which can be great to steal if you are Haas. And then lock in Zealot, because that gives us that kind of core combo to build around. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good.
Sweet. Let's do it. And that means they are going to be able to focus ban us in this rotation. The Elemi is expected. Elemi would have been what I wanted to do had it not been for that ban. I think the answer for us is going to be playing Bunu Shan, right? If we can get enough attacks, and Zealot is certainly a card that can give us 3 attacks for 1 mana in the field. Theoretically, we can get her leveled up relatively quickly. And once we have her awakened, we have the ability to do 3 attacks in 1 turn, which plays into a pretty huge damage potential. The other option, of course, would be to do something like Digo and Peter, just play a little bit more defensive. We could probably use a second front line unless we plan on using Has to just steal tank stats. So there's an argument for something a little bit more defensive in that way. But in either case, we don't want them to have Tiger Boy. I feel like that's a very safe ban, because them stunning us for days seems like a problem. And then I think because they already have the Aurelio and Xiaogang Lei, Wolfgang stands out to me as probably the most threatening piece on the board, because that would be 3 long fight experts paired with a shield expert. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see what they pick in support. They go for Pinangju. That is the classic. So that does bring us to our choice here. We can either go for Bunu Shan and something like Paizai, because Paizai is going to proc off of all those extra attacks. Zealot gives us 3 attacks in a turn. Kid gives us some bonus attacks when people attack the wrong target. So the ability to stack stuff in long fights could be pretty good. We could also pair it with Lady Deadfire, because Lady Deadfire has more field attacks, and thus the ability to stack Bunu Shan a little bit faster. The other option is to say fuck all of that, and we just go for a classic Digo Peter bot lane, play it a little bit more tanky, give us a more traditional kind of setup, and just let Digo hit for days. Of those options, which one stands out to you?
So I haven't used the second hero that you mentioned.
Digo?
No, sorry, the other one. The lady.
Bunu Shan? Yeah. Yeah. So she awakens pretty fast. If you haven't seen it, you know what? I'm going to use that as a sign that we should. So we're going to go Bunu Shan. We're going to go Paizai.
I like Paizai.
Yeah. We're going to play. This is an aggressive comp, but I feel like aggression is exactly what we need given the long fight experts that they've got at their side. I think if we play too defensively, we're just giving Aurelio time to scale. We're just giving Xiaogang Lei time to stack fragile stacks on everybody. Kamaitachi is going to be doing a lot of damage, but that honestly is good for us, because Paizai is also going to include Kamaitachi's attacks when he's giving stacks to us. So as long as we can steal some decent, kind of a mix of armor, health, and some tanky stats from Has here, I think we could be in a good spot. Let's see, we've got that. I don't know that we're playing for a super late game, and these all seem like medals that we've been accomplishing pretty consistently. Now, how much have you played around with items during your run? Because I know that you and I can sometimes have different strategies when it comes to how much in the weeds we want to get on some of that management.
I haven't, but if you want to teach me more about items, I am always here to learn.
Fantastic. Well, here, I do think I kind of basically, I don't try to rewrite the book for every champion, but I will check and see if there's an item I don't like or a priority thing that I want to change. That's kind of what I look for here. In this instance, right? Because we don't have a great front line, I actually want to prioritize the max HP before the sword, which just gives a whole bunch of attack power. But otherwise, I like the build, and I like the ability to guarantee a crit on turn 1. But at the same time,
I don't think I've used Haas before either.
Oh, he's fun. He steals buffs, so whichever enemy has the most buffs attached to them, he attacks them guaranteed and takes all of them for himself. And that includes shields.
Nice.
So we should be able to steal some fun stuff in this one. Basically, he just makes Aurelio useless because Aurelio's going to keep stacking those flame stacks, and he's just going to steal them all. And it's going to make his crit rate insane, which is why I don't actually think we need an overdraft pill. I think we'd be better off doing a Mask of Fury, which is a little bit cheaper. It gives attack power, crit rate, and crit damage. And every time we crit, we deal more damage the next time, which when you combine with Aurelio, I think in late game team fights, we're going to be able to get a crazy level of crit damage. So I think that's the change to make there. I think this build makes a lot of sense. Wraith Hand steals armor, right? So if we have 3 Zealot attacks, then we're stealing 9 armor every time we attack the same unit, which is pretty good. Getting those stacks at the beginning of each round is going to be huge. And then just damage in general. Kid looks good here. Now, here's one. I'm curious if you have the same instinctual reaction that I do. What do you think of this fake antiquity item, just looking at it?
It annoys me.
Right? What is it about, what annoys you specifically? Because I think we're probably on the same page.
Below 50, like that's a high threshold, I guess. Like, I want it to be a little bit lower for that to be worth it.
I agree completely. And it's why I think we're actually going to, this might be a little bit of a cop-out, but I actually really like Vampire Fangs, because Vampire Fangs give a lifesteal ability essentially for the first 3 turns of combat, and turns that into shield if you already have the health. So by the time she awakens, we're getting 3 attacks in a turn. She gets lifesteal on each one. That seems pretty good to me. Seems
I really want the lore for the items. Like, why does she have vampire teeth?
Yeah, whose Vampire Fangs are these anyway?
Yeah.
We got here Angel Gigi's redemption. Who's Angel Gigi? Is she a new character coming to the game at some point? But if so, why is her redemption only 2,000 gold? That seems cheap. Feels like it should be harder to get redemption is all I'm saying. But yeah, I think this is fine. And I think with that, we're going to jump on in. Because it's been a while, I'm going to just take a moment to remind myself of some of the version rules here. This will probably be helpful for you as well, Dani, since outside of when you're watching on stream, not all of these rules are obvious. So turrets are a little bit tankier than usual, but we get gold and a level whenever we kill one, which is great. Smaller hand size is really annoying, but will live. And a little bit of extra HP so we can get some yummy biscuits. How do any of these rules stand out to you as a favorite? What rules when you're playing have you always gravitated towards?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really think that I paid too much attention to the rules when I play. I don't really pay attention to literally anything about the game. I am the worst player possible.
Hey, if you're having fun, you're not the worst player possible. That's
Yeah.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh hey, you want to go kill Kamitachi real quick?
Oh yeah, I'm always down to go kill Kamitachi.
Yeah, this seems like it should be good for us. Let's get a hot hands going so we scale off of this well. I actually too. Oh yeah, let's get Hass in there. We're gonna make it a 3-on-1. This seems very promising. Especially we're gonna have the mark with Kid here, which could get us even more bonus attacks like that. Anytime Kamitachi's not hitting Kid, he's having a bad time. Okay, somebody get the hit. Thank you. Vesper getting us first blood here. On to Zealot. Let's go. Okay. I say... What, we probably want to, like... I don't think we need to recall anybody. We probably just heal Haas because he's the most injured and pass, right? Like, I don't think there's any reason to play Plan B when we don't have energy to actually do much with it, so.
Yeah.
So, because you haven't played Bunushan, I'm just going to point out the Serenity stacks here. When that number hits 0, that is when Bunushan awakens. And awakening means she's going to turn form. She's going to turn into something a little bit more eldritch monstery than you're probably expecting. It certainly took me off guard the first time it happened. And she goes from doing 1 attack and looking like Chun-Li to 3 attacks and firing dark energy beams at people. So.
Ooh.
That should work well for us, but we have to get there. And that's the key with Bunushan. She is a scaler. She needs time to get going. And this is going to make it a little bit harder because I think Kid's about to die. I don't know that there's much we could have done about that. At some point, if you're pushing the enemy laner in deeply enough, you're going to be able to be caught off guard with the kind of deep roaming ability that someone like Mickey has. But he made it to round 4, so honestly, shout out to Shaybum. That easily could have gone a lot worse. So we're still even in gold after that, so I feel like that's a win. Oh, hey. Here's a question for you. Do you think we can we kill Kamaitachi just with Zealot? Is that possible?
I think so, because I mean, you basically have 3 zealots.
Yeah, that's true. We also, I'm realizing there's an even easier reason why this is definitely going to work. Let's Adrenaline, because energy's good, actually. Teleporting for support. Turns out, not alone, actually. Do we... yeah, I think you're right. I think we get this kill regardless. So let's play the cheaper card. But let's also use the sacrifice right to make sure that we get a 4th round of combat here. I think that's probably good insurance policy towards making sure that we close out this fight.
Yeah.
We probably didn't need it. It is certainly looking like your maths was 100% correct earlier that we could have gotten this kill without Haas. But, you know, getting him a support, an assist, I should say, seems good. And honestly, I think I will just send Haas back because it just lets him get back to lane a square faster. Oh, but wait, what? Did you see that with Haas?
No.
So we sent him back to base, but at the end of the turn for teleporting for support, it sends him back to where he started. So he got a free boost back to lane, but at full health.
Oh.
That's so dumb. I love it. Oh, man. I love this game. I feel like I'm learning new stuff that breaks this game all the time, and I do deeply appreciate it for that. Okay. Yeah, we're just stealing Aurelio. There's like not a doubt in our mind, right? I don't think the extra 23 attack is worth losing 450 health. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah. This is one of Haas's signature cards, by the way. He just gets to steal their stats. And fun fact, if the enemy is buffed, let's say, you know, Crank, right? The little Vigard dude who can give a big attack buff to someone in the first round of combat. So if they have that buff on them and you use the Shadow Initiator card that I just played, you steal based on their buffed stats, not their base stats. So you basically just get to steal 25% of their buff, which seems pretty good. And your stats are permanent, and their stats aren't.
Yeah, that sucks for them.
Yeah, it's not great for them, but sounds like a personal problem, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, this is fun. I think we could do a 3v2 in the bot lane. How does that sound to you?
Oh, yeah.
Because we should be able... Yeah, there's the code engage. Let's dive on in there. Usually, I don't like fighting with Bunu Shan before she awakens, because she's only going to be doing the one attack, right? She's just spinning those balls around, throwing one at an opponent. But we have Zealot here, which means the odds of getting a kill should be quite good. Just need one more hit onto Zhao Gonglei. There we go. Can we get 2? I'd love to get 2. 9 health. Maybe we have a card. Do we have a card? Plan B. No. I would have drawn into Sacrifice right, though, and that would have given it to me. You hate to see it. But you do love to see a kill. We're now up 3-1 in kills. Got a 800 gold lead. And we get first item onto Zealot, who is very clearly carrying the game. How does it feel to see the pick you wanted to build around doing so well?
Oh, I just love Zealot. He's like my first pick all the time.
Mm-hmm. It's just really consistent. Like, there are things that deal with him, but they're hard to get consistently. And oh boy, is it easy to draft around him when you have him. Now, here we're going to die, I think. Maybe if they divide their targets up, we might be able to survive. Well, if they're missing this much, we certainly have a good chance. Huh. I don't know what happened, but I'm not going to argue with it. I think the opponent just missed twice as much as they probably should have, but I'm okay with that, actually. Yeah, they missed the pie site. Oh, man. If I was the computer right now, I'd be so mad. That was so many unfortunate plays in a row. Okay, let's see. We got some new items going in. Looks like everyone's got their first item on our team, but Kid, which... not surprising. We knew that he was going to need some time. What can we do that would be helpful? We certainly have the ability to Serenity Training, which we're going to do. Serenity Training is a Bunu Shan card that allows her to reduce the amount of stacks that she has. So we can basically, just by playing this, we're going to get 2 extra turns that we don't have to wait for her to awaken, which is huge, because once you see her awakened form, you're going to realize, oh, that would be why you would play this character over a whole bunch of other things. But I feel like at this point we have a couple ways we can go. There's a part of me that says that we just Shadow Imitator and then hold, because we'll have the same energy that they do, and we'll have priority before the dragon fight. The other option would be to just Code Devour, just get more gold immediately for Zealot, but I kind of don't think he needs it, right?
Yeah, I feel like Zealot's kind of good right now.
Yeah. So let's just steal some more Aurelio stats. Seems cool. And then we're going to hold off. Ooh, we got a Code Assimilation. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, never mind.
No, what's up? If you have any reason that I should do anything other than assimilation into and fight down.
No, I was looking at that surprise assault.
Oh yeah. Yeah, surprise assault's interesting, right? I do love that you get to reduce the cost and increase the duration if it's the only fight card in your hand. It's just one of those things. Mickey, especially after the patch, right? He just the shields for days. It's very hard to kill him in a one-on-one. Whereas I feel like Zealot, we're 100% going to get a kill down here. Actually, if we want, let's Conviction Xiao Gunlei. because I think that'll guarantee us both kills. That's going to give that bonus damage on our next attack against them. And this is going to be a 3v2 with Paisai's buffs really coming through in the clutch here. And I think this should basically guarantee us first dragon. If I remember the rules of my dragon fights properly, I don't think they have the ability to contest if their bot lane is dead. Because it's just the bot lane. So they can send Mickey. Does Mickey want to 2v1 our bot lane? I wouldn't recommend it, but they could. Let's see. What are they doing? It just feels like the lane, they've got their jungle in a decent spot. They've invested a lot of farming cards into their bot lane, but they haven't been able to do much into us. Oh, interesting. Because both bot laners were dead, it doesn't even proc the Mickey ability. It just says you automatically win the fight because they can't show up. That's cool. Do you want to give our bonus crit rate to Zealot or to our bot laner here? I feel like both options work really well for us, so I will defer to your judgment.
I kind of would like to see maybe the bot lane push a little further, just because I feel like Zealot can help keep pushing in mid lane.
Yeah, I think that makes a ton of sense to me. I also think this is a good time to just play some hot hands and pass. Might as well get some good scaling cards in. Bunushan getting the bonus stats here, and that bonus crit rate is just going to make her very scary 8 turns from now. But we are going to watch Kid die here. So, pros and cons, pros and cons. Okay. Oh, hey, I'm seeing Get Shiggy with it over in the user section. Welcome back, buddy. Glad to see you here for our return stream. Hopefully your league is going well. Yeah, man, look, I love lurkers. I'm just glad that anyone's tuning in after I was away for a bit. Yeah, happy to have you here. Also, very happy to kill Kamaitachi. I'm assuming that's cool with you, right?
That's always cool with me.
We're not even gonna have to fight. Oh, well, okay, we are gonna have to fight, but it's only because he missed twice. But do you see Bunushan looks a little bit different now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't ready the first time that happened.
My girl lights just turned off.
Oh, man. But yeah, let's kill him. And we've got Kid here as well, so... Maybe Kid can get a kill. No, okay, that's fine. I don't even know if Kid gets assist credit. He's there for the fight, technically, but... Okay,
He's just there to, provide the vibes for the fight.
Yes. And the vibes were immaculate for that fight, no doubt about that. We're gonna Yummy Biscuit Paisai here, because I think... the longer we keep this lane in the fight, that tower only has 3 health left. That seems really good for us. If we can get, their poke rate is still, I think, yeah, their poke rate's actually worse than our poke rate, which I have to imagine is just that we're ahead by a full level over them right now. Turns out being nearly level 10 when Xiaogung Lei is still a bit away from level 9. Probably not where they wanted to be. Okay, Herald is here. Usually, I would say, oh man, we don't have our AD carry. What a shame. But Zealot is fed, and Haas is about to steal Aurelio buffs. So, you get to see Haas in action in his full glory here. Aurelio's got 3 flame stacks, huh? Let's see, Haas, do your thing. Nope. Haas has 3 flame stacks. 60% crit rate, 195% crit damage. Let's go. Fair and balanced. They are getting some good damage onto Zealot. I will have to give them that. I don't remember if they have to win. Sorry?
Or Zealot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, Zealot's doing their job, right? They're absorbing a lot of damage. If we had our backline in this fight, we would call him a goddamn hero. As it stands, we're going to get as much value as we can. I think this goes to the death for all three comps, which is actually good for us because Haas, as you can see, has 120% crit chance right now. He needs to not miss. But oh boy, when he hits, turns out pretty good. And because Zealot absorbed all that pressure earlier, that's a death. That's another death. And it looks like you had to kill 2 out of 3. 4,500 damage onto Haas here. Zealot, I appreciate you taking an L so the team can take the W. And this is nice. This should get us a good amount of pressure onto this mid lane tower. And hey, first tower! You'll love to see it. And it looks like they don't have a fight card, thankfully. Because otherwise, our bot lane would be dead. Oh, wow, okay. Our bot lane was almost dead anyway. Okay, no, they're fine. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, I think my stream is a little delayed.
Ah, that's fair. I realize, you know what I should be doing is I should just be screen sharing over Discord. My apologies.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't want to, like, stress out your internet.
Look, I've got my eye on the dropped frames right now, and my internet is behaving, so I'll keep it for now, and you can I will tell you if I need to change my mind on that. But
okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
Of course. I appreciate that we have 24 attack power to give. I think as much fun as it would be to give to Zealot, and Zealot sure is doing great right now, I think we give this to Bunushan, and I think this game gets dumb quickly. But because I want to be fair and balanced to Zealot, I'll give them a free level with that upgrade there. Hot Hand seems good. Everything else I think I'm actually going to wait. I don't think we need to do anything until we have a better position. Like, for example, you down to kill Kametachi again?
Always. You don't even have to ask.
He's just eminently killable, it turns out. And we're going to just apply Wrath, which he gets 30% of Bunushan's attack power for 5 turns. And as you can see, Bunushan currently has 757 attack power. And since that is a base buff, all of our Zealot clones get it. Which is pretty good. Yep. This should...
Seems like it goes so hard.
Who goes so hard? Sorry?
Music.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Fuck it. I think we're good. Okay. This is the first fight I don't think we actually pick. I mean, we could. No, we can't, because we don't have Has to steal Aurelia buffs. But I think it says a lot in our 5,000 gold lead right now that I strongly considered it.
Yeah.
That gold chart sure looks pretty, doesn't it? Oh, good. Everyone on our team has second items. Only one of their players does. And it's Aurelio, who, as we've seen, is the one that struggles the most for them in team fights. And I don't even know, like, who do they give the 8% crit to that's a danger, right? I mean, I guess Xiaogung Lei, but he has a base of 0. You'd theoretically give it to Aurelio, and it looks like that's what they did, but I'm just going to steal it. That's like, Haas is just going to attack you every time because of how Flame works. How is Xiaogang Wei almost dead? Well, I don't know, but I think we'll kill him on our way out. This is a 5v2, so I'm not going to claim I'm 100% confident in where things are going, but we got one kill at least. Oh, right, I have the healing on her. Oh, we might actually survive this fight. Oh, this is silly. This is, by the way, for viewers at home, why I picked the Vampire Fangs. It didn't fully work because this was a 4-round fight, but a lot of fights are just 3 rounds. And had it been any other fight card, I think we would have been fine.
Man, that fight stressed me out.
Look, no one likes to be ganged up on 2v5, right? It's a bad time, and we all know it from the start. But given that, I feel like that was our best case scenario, right? We killed their bot
Yeah,
laner.
your team really held your own.
Yeah. Got some good chip damage in there. You know, sometimes it's not going to work out, but I think if we're pushing in on all 3 of these inner towers, we're going to have 2 awards to give out, which is perfect, because if we're looking at kid level up right now, seems good. Getting Haas to level 14 seems good. I don't really, I don't think we need to do the 2v2, right? Like, we could 2v2 here, Kamaitachi and Aurelio versus Kid and Zealot, but I actually don't know that that's good for us. We also could go for a 3v3, adding our top laners in there, but our top laner is a little bit injured right now. So I feel like we Shadow Imitator and hope things look better in 2 turns. Does that make sense to you?
Sounds good.
Sweet. Go ahead. Get some more HP. That is a Haas with a nearly 8,000 health. It's one of the things I love about Haas, because you can steal anyone's buffs. You have a lot of opportunities to turn things in your favor, depending on the game state. Speaking of which, we could probably kill Mickey, right? You think if we 2-on-1 we should get that kill?
Oh, you can definitely kill me. I mean, like, Zealot just, like, breathes in a turn.
That would be the hope. I do think I actually feel good about getting the extra turn in this fight, because I do think Mickey's shields have gotten a little bit silly, but I think with this 4th turn we should have no problems. Or I was overthinking and you were 100% right. Okay, cool.
But, like, literally the answer is just throw Zealot at it.
Mm-hmm. It has worked to a 5-1-5 so far. I didn't realize he had his AP 100 sword. So yeah, Zealot is a monster, and I don't know how the enemy can stop him. I don't know what tool the enemy has to try to stop him. They're going to try here, but even with Kid injured, it's a 5v4. Yeah, they give it up. Yeah, you can't take that fight.
They took one look at Zealot, they were like, oh, fuck, this is an 8v4.
Yeah. It's like, I could try to kill Kid. I don't know what it would do for me. They're going to try to kill him here. It's a 3-round fight. Wow, Kamaitachi. That was 3 misses in a row. Oh my god, look at the moves. Look at the plays. Kid did more damage than both of them combined. And they're damage dealers. Like, look, when I play on easy difficulties because I'm just trying to relax or try out combos, right? That's what tends to happen because your players are just better than their players, and so you're able to make those kind of combos work. It's pretty rare that you get to pull that off in like a hell difficulty game. Usually the computers are too good for that to be how it goes.
And you are worried about this game.
Look, I will always be worried for my team. I want these goth girls to succeed at everything they do on and off the Rift. That's just my job as a coach. But yeah, they've told me not to worry, and you were right, and that's why you're team captain. You get to project the confidence. You're the one making the shot calls, knowing that we've got this.
Yeah, throwing Zealot at the problem.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I feel like, you know, I'm just going to give Zealot the free level. Like, he doesn't really need it, but why not? And I feel like we could try to close out the game here, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason we shouldn't be able to win this fight in 8 rounds. Like, Mickey's going to give everyone the shield. I can't imagine it mattering. Yep, there's the Aurelio buff that Haas is about to steal. I will say, one thing I would love to get some more information on, and I don't know if anyone in chat has some answers for me, but how the game prioritizes who does attacks in what order, I would love to get some more info for. Like, why is Zealot the first attacker in some fights, and in this fight, for instance, is second to last, I think. Because you'd think it would be something like passive within the character, but it doesn't seem to be the case. But it also doesn't seem to be random? I don't know. However it works, we're winning this game. This fight's over. We're just waiting for the bell to ring, the fat lady to sing.
This feels very like 2000 high schooler, probably on Disney movie, and I love it.
So you'll appreciate this. You know, my dad, you know, he's, you know, mostly, you know, into the more masculine style of hobbies, right? Like, my one bonding thing with him growing up was that we would go to Falcons games together, which is unfortunate because the Falcons have cursed me and everyone around me throughout their entire existence. But at the same time, like, sometimes we would go to, like, say goodnight before bed, and he would just be in his room watching Disney Channel original movies. Just by himself, just for fun. And I love that for him. He was a big Double Trouble guy, the twin sister basketball player.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
That movie was so good.
Yeah, it's legendary for sure. He was right and should say so. You know, here, Dani, you are MVP, and that feels emotionally correct. I am a little bit surprised given the game that
Why
Zealot
isn't it
had.
Zealot?
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I'm mad at it by any means, but like,
Underappreciated, I guess.
yeah, it just feels like Vesper popped off. And, like, usually I would say, oh, it's just because, you know, Vesper had a death, right? Zealot died once. But you also died once. And it's like, oh, well, maybe Dani just did so much damage. No, Vesper did more damage.
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe I did more turret damage?
Maybe. You did get first tower at the very least, which did go a long way towards getting some of those level advantages. I feel like one of the things I really like about the meta that we're in is that towers are strong enough that it feels earned when I take one down, without it feeling like this monumental, insane task like it can be when you get things that like double the health. And the award I find really satisfying. It's just like, you know, 300 gold in a level doesn't feel like much, but it can really spike things, especially depending on your individual player stats. We love ending with a 11,000 gold lead, by the way. Just a, you know, casual 11,000 gold lead. Looks like Shaybomb got the most stats from that game. Getting the triple kill in the fight. Oh my god, look at all those medals. Interesting. I mean, look, Kid died a couple times But Kid died for the sins of the rest of the team. Those were tactical deaths that gave us some opportunities to set up plays elsewhere. So I'm here for it. I'm also here. We're going to trade out 9 max HP per level for an extra harass rate. That's going to really help in the laning phase, especially when we get to Premier League and we start being significantly worse than all our opponents again. That's huge for Alice. None of these are going to be worth it. None of these are going to be worth it. Farming efficiency, that's huge. I don't want to like get rid of any of our crit rate stuff because I think we play to crit rate somewhat regularly. But I don't think we actually need the crit damage that much. And 6% farming efficiency is just going to be so huge towards pushing Vesper even further during some of those key fights. Paisai getting the level up, you love to see it. Zealot getting a level up, you truly love to see it. And
the goth babes do be babin'.
The babes do be babin' indeed. And I think the synergy there was really nice. For whatever reason, I did not have marked down that Paisai and Bunushan work well together, so glad I could fix that mistake. And that takes us in the break between for game one. So what do we want to do here? I feel like in general, I don't know about you, but I always like to prioritize increasing the champion pool, right? Like just giving yourself more options in draft always feels like something that's going to help you. So I feel like in mid lane, let's see. Mid lane Bunushan can be very good. You just saw how good Bunushan can be. Imagine pairing it with something like an Alemi in bot lane that gives those extra attacks. Of course, Alemi mid can be good for the same reason Lucian mid is often good. We could go something like Justice mid. If Xander was here right now, he would be screaming at me to give that a shot because that's always been his go-to pick. But I admittedly have not had as great a time with it recently. Who's jumping out at you as the clear person you would go to here?
I don't know. I'm down for whatever you think is good.
That is fair. Let me check something real quick. Okay, we do have Wolfgang in top lane. I kind of feel like Wolfgang mid lane is really good. But Justice mid lane is also really good. The question is, when are we picking Justice mid over our other options? I feel like we'd rather have Wolfgang. I think this is a Wolfgang angle. I think Mordekaiser sending people to the Shadow Realm is a really good thing to be able to do. Also, I love the idea, Dani. You don't mind streaming in between game 1 and 2, right? A totally normal thing for a pro player to do?
Oh, hell yeah.
Just such a funny mental image for her. Like, hey, backstage.
I feel like that would definitely be something that I don't even know what player would have done it, but maybe something like a C9 player would have done.
APA is the closest, I think, in Modern League. That guy talks so much trash. And if the league didn't, like, try to keep phones away from players in between games, I totally believe he would go onto a Twitter Spaces and be like, hey, fuck those guys up in game 1. Get ready for game 2. Which, good for you, APA.
I feel like a Twitch Rivals thing, like, that would be something that would happen. Like, someone just, like, start streaming mid-game.
Yeah, that could be fun. I would support that. I think I'm going to go Devouring Soul. I just like the extra stacks on that. Definitely attack power because we're in mid lane. Yeah, but that would be really fun. I would support that player forever. I don't think... I think some other people might have some concerns, but I would be on board. I'm also on board. They just gave us blue side again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with it. I don't know that I would have done the same in their shoes.
That would actually be, like, such a fun game. Like, you turn it into, like, the first death, that person has to go live and then stream the rest of the game. And then that just encourages your team just like not be first death because maybe they don't want to stream.
Yeah, that's fair. That would add an extra bit of pressure if you had to like keep the stream energy going during a game. I think if like for a Twitch Rivals or an All-Star event, I think that'd be great. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, I think mid lane and bot lane just became B pluses in between game 1 and 2. Right? Like we now have a lead in both of those lanes? And I think we were...
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's a really good sign.
I think S was S- earlier.
Yeah, the hero pool definitely went up because we just taught another champ. So that less surprising to me. But I'm just glad, Dani, you got the credit you deserve in that game. And Shaybomb obviously getting boost as well. I think for bans, we're going to take a very similar strategy. They ban Kid and they ban Gillis. Okay. That's fine. Because Kid can be used against us as much as it could be used with us. And it means they haven't banned Felyn yet. So I think we ban Niels like we did last time. And then, assuming that we are going to be playing a Felyn blocker bot lane, maybe we ban Peter to prevent them from taking a super defensive angle? What do you think?
That sounds good.
Okay. I think the other option, if we didn't ban Peter, would be to ban Mickey, but I honestly don't think Mickey was a problem last game. But I think Felyn blocker is about to be a problem this game. Because we locked in the bot lane that won us all 3 games in our quarterfinal series and got you MVP in all 3 games. And now here's a question for you. Do you want to prioritize Zealot or Haas here? I think both of them were really good for our victory in the last game, and I think you can make a good case for either. Which are you more okay if we don't get?
Honestly, I feel like you could go for either here. Like, I don't see them picking Haas.
Well, you're right. They can't pick Haas, so they could only ban it from us. So let's definitely pick Zealot. 100%. Great call.
Well, if you want Haas, you should. Oh.
Well, look, see here. They have to ban it now. If they don't ban it, we get it for free. So Zealot, we can guarantee for ourselves that they don't pick. Because, with the next set of bans, right? We have no way of preventing them from picking it in this next rotation. So I think your logic made a ton of sense to me. And I think because of that, we're really happy with Aurelio being around. We're really happy if... Actually, are we happy with Kamitachi?
I'm never happy with Kamitachi.
Yeah, let's get rid of him because we have now a lot of attacks here and we're not going to have Kid to absorb that pressure as well. And I think we also get rid of Paisai because we're going to be doing a lot of attacks per turn and we don't need them to benefit from that. They banned Frank. That makes sense. We get Haas because that strongly counters Crank. Amazing that they did not ban it. I understand banning Frank. I feel like banning Lan was a little bit silly. Like, I don't know what they thought we were going to do there that was the concern for them. But now, great question. Do we go for Wolfgang, who we just taught to our mid laner, which would be, I think, pretty fitting? Or do we go for Lady Deadfire and go all in on some magic damage here?
Let's do Wolfgang.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Wolfgang too. I feel like the ability to send Crank to the Shadow Realm is going to be really important for us. And they pick Aurelio! They learned nothing. They learned absolutely nothing from last game, and I'm not going to correct them. Those items are fine. How do I feel about that Wolfgang build? I actually kind of love this. Like, we're sacrificing a little bit of power early. This is another one, because I hear people have differing opinions. How do you feel about this item?
That's kind of cool,
Like, because...
but also kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically taking half of an item early to get an item and a half later. But since we're going to play Vampire Fangs, I think we're okay with that. I think we can kind of accelerate effectively. I do think we go attack power before the crit rate. I think that is the right call.
Felyn is adorable.
Oh, yeah, Felyn's great. She gets starry eyes when she gets to level 10. It's awesome.
Aww.
We're gonna power level her today. That's the plan at least. And I think I want to change the order of this just a little bit. Like, I like those items quite a bit, but I think we go for the big vest second and get the redemption first. Just because that gives us a cheaper first item, and it means that we can subsidize a little bit of our early game struggles. Though I understand if anyone from YouTube right now is like, what early game struggles? Because that last game worked out quite well for us on that regard. Ooh, are we going to get a free gank on the bot lane? I am assuming I do not have to sell you on a gank in bot lane, right? That's
Absolutely not.
okay. We do need, I'm realizing now, I don't think we actually have, oh, there it is. Yep. See, I had misread earlier. I thought we had the code engage in our hand, and then I was like, oh no, we don't have it. And then we immediately drew into it. So it's like, okay, never mind. I knew. I didn't know how I knew, but I knew deep down. Let's get the energy going. I just want to start stacking that up a little bit. And then into a 3v2 we go. Okay, interesting. They had the multi-bullet on turn 1, which is the best thing they could have hoped for, but there we go. First blood on the Pinong Zhu. Can we get the kill on Ada here? Probably not. Yeah, not quite. But we came a lot closer than our opponent probably feels comfortable with. And now... I might be overthinking it. Do you think we need to send Wolfgang back? Or do you think Wolfgang can handle a 2v1 if Aurelio ganks him? I kind of feel like maybe we just send him back to be safe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could go back and forth on that. I feel like giving up a little bit of tower pressure here in order to give Aurelio no fun gank is probably worth it. Well, okay, that is the alternative, which is that we just turned a 2v3 into a 1v3. I was playing around Flame Assault, the Aurelio kind of base card, and I did not think about Perfect Opportunity because I don't think we saw it last game. But we're on round 4. We survived. No, we didn't.
Oh.
Oh, because
So
of the Crank
close, though.
Vengeance. God damn. Yeah, I mean, our tower did the most damage in that fight by far, so I feel like we made him pay for it, but... And we got Felyn to level 1, which is what we wanted here. And we have another code assimilation. We're going to be able to get right back to some Zealot fighting. And that specifically in this context means hello. Yeah, do we even... I don't think we even worry about... actually, there's no downside to teleporting for support, right? So let's just make that a 3v1. This is what you get for killing Haas last fight. And I think Wolfgang getting the kill is probably for the best. Do we? Yeah, I think we do this anyway. Assault mode makes sense. We're unfortunately just one space away from being able to excited state, which is really unfortunate, but that's okay. She's going to be level 2 on energy very soon. We just need them to do a field attack on a blocker here and we'll be all right. Oh, and hey, Wolfgang gets first item. First on the board. I will say, in this case it is helpful to me, but I've always been kind of surprised that the game doesn't really have a mechanic for you forcing the enemy to fight under your tower if they're pushed up, you know? Wait, what just happened? Sorry, I think they might have picked the worst possible bot lane into us. Because I don't know if you noticed, but we went from level 1 Felyn to level 5 Felyn. And 5 is much higher than 1. I have to imagine that's because Pinangju procs her passive, the passive damage, every time that there's a hit. And blockers providing a shield to Felyn every time. And so we just absolutely power leveled the crap out of Felyn. That's silly. I don't know if that works the way that it should, but I'm not arguing with it. You cool if I pass for now and see if we can get a fight in bot lane?
Yeah.
I just feel like there's no need to go into a 2v2 for Crank and Aurelio. We might be able to win it, but we don't have an answer to Aurelio scaling, and I feel like we have a very easy answer to any bot lane shenanigans that arise in the immediate future. Well, yeah, maybe not. Let's just hot hands. I guess we'll scale. How did we get to level 8? Okay. I
As soon as you said that, it's like, we're gonna go a little higher.
Okay, I just
keep questioning me. We'll keep rising.
It does seem to be the way we're going. And look, we just killed Ada off the map. Yeah, that all seems fair. All of that was normal and cool. Draw a card. Do we have any way of getting that kill? Man, I don't know that we do. Like, we could code assimilation onto Crank and then do a tower dive. Like, that I think goes really well for us, actually, because I don't think the outer tower does that much damage. But actually, wait a second. Interference field. There we go. And now we can tower dive. This all feels fair and reasonable, right? This is a balanced character.
I love it when Zealot.
I too love it when Zealot. I can't stress enough. It is turn 38. It is turn 38. And we just killed 2 people from the field from Felyn Excited State. We have 9 energy level. She is about to go Super Saiyan. And I genuinely don't know what the computer is meant to do at this point in the game. I feel like we've completely broken whatever they could have planned. Oh boy, what do we do? Well, Dragon Blast, I think it's safe to say we're gonna pump Felyn up, right? This is the world we're living in now.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Wolfgang can win the 1v1 against Aurelio? Like, usually I wouldn't suggest it, but 5 rounds is enough time for the steal to matter. And I don't know that, like, even a 3-stack Aurelio does that much damage to Wolfgang here.
Honestly, I think you could go. I'm a little bit worried about like the tower damage, but I think go for it.
Well, good news. We don't take any tower damage because it's next to the tower, not in the tower.
Oh, you're right.
So, this should go all right for us, I think. There we go. I mean, like, you're gonna get the bonus crit damage, but who cares? Your base attack is so low. I don't know that that accomplished anything, but it felt nice. it was a fun time. We got to chill.
Yeah.
There's no reason to ultimate charge, even though I really want to, so I guess we'll just hot hands and continue to scale with Felyn? Yeah, Inferno March, okay. That's first tower, and you can see Felyn's got the stars in her eyes. She's living the high life.
Oh my goodness, so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Felyn's great. I do think there are certain interactions. The fact that we got this far at turn 40, when usually, like, I think in theory this shouldn't happen until, like, turn 70. Maybe a little bit overtuned. But it's fun, so what do I care? Let's see. We'll give Zealot a level. Zealot's done some work here. I don't think there's any benefit to a Hunt in Shadow, right? Like, we're not going to deal any meaningful damage to Mickey in a 5-round fight. So we probably just transition and hope we draw into something good. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Oh my god, we missed. No. No. Wait. Okay, hold on. Wolfgang will get it. Or not? Oh, it's 20% of the target's current HP damage, so it only did 8 damage.
Oh.
That's so funny. That's actually really funny. Okay. You know what? I'm fine with that. If I'm gonna fail because I did a dumb, that's a pretty funny way to do it.
You scared them, and that's what matters.
Mm-hmm. It's about sending a message. Of course,
Yeah.
I could have used it first and then done the Felyn stuff after when they had a lot more HP to burn, but I honestly don't know that it matters. We're going for this fight. Let's see. They agreed to it surprisingly quickly. I guess everyone here is at the same one item. I just don't know how Aurelio is meant to answer the Haas here. This is a very similar setup. Well, I guess Haas could miss. That would do it. Wow, we're a lot of misses. Okay, there we go. Like, I do think Crank is a little bit better for them in that they're getting that damage per action that we take no matter what we do. And consistent damage in a game like this matters. But, like, Crank hasn't buffed anybody in this. Aurelio can't get their maximum buffs because we're just going to steal it. It's just a... I don't know. I guess if you're them, right? Like, at some point you just have to fight. But Wolfgang stole so many stats. That was pretty clean on our end, I think.
Yeah.
And if they could just not do anything crazy. We're at energy level 13! So, you've probably noticed this. Wait, okay, so that took us to energy level 15. So it is 100% a, like, mechanic between Pinangju and Blocker that is making this silly. But something that I like, because you haven't played Felyn, you know that we get a free attack for every energy level at the start of combat, right?
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Now that free attack is a percentage of damage. I think it's like 15% damage, but because we have the crit item, it has a 100% chance to crit. So I think we're about to do something very silly. Which is excited state, both of them dead. We're gonna hit this here. Herald, bless Felyn. And let's just... This is a 5v3 to win the game, so we were gonna win regardless. But let's see if anyone has to do anything or if Felyn just kills. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Before anyone else gets a turn. 2,400 shield, by the way. This is why they banned Felyn in Game 1 and why it's kind of crazy to let us take her in Game 2. But I'm not going to be mad at it. If Hell Difficulty wants us to get through the semifinals, feeling confident, 7,230 damage in that fight. Hey, Dani, who do you think is going to be MVP?
Probably Felyn.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Dani, actually. Yeah. Here we go. You get to see the animation here. I do like that the devs gave her a bunch of unique sound effects. You can tell that she was clearly a passion project of theirs. 57.2% of the team damage.
Oh my god.
That seems fair. That seems totally reasonable. Wow, they didn't give her a 10. Okay. Someone was salty on the MVP board right there. There is no way that was not a 10 out of 10 performance. Are you kidding me? What was Felyn supposed to do that they didn't do in that game? They didn't die. Like, they took 1,000 damage the whole game. We dealt 12,000 damage to their bot later. Oh god, I love graphs like this. This is yeah, this all seems very reasonable and balanced and cool. Oh my goodness. Well, that gets us through game 2. Let's just check farming efficiency if we're ahead in gold. I guess I like that more than armor and max HP at different levels, but I hope to replace that with something better. Just because when we're playing at hell difficulty, the odds of us having the most gold in laning phase is often not that high. 5 attack power per kill seems pretty good. Oh, okay. Rothi needs to train here. Yeah, let's win 3 games. I plan on winning the finals, so I think that'll work out well. And then... Would you like to learn a new character here, Dani? I wouldn't usually prioritize bot lane, but you're on the call, so I'll give you dibs if you want.
I was thinking we were live streaming. But yeah, I guess we could expand the hero pool.
No, we can live stream for you.
I'm joking.
Yeah, we'll live stream and we'll let our top lane learn somebody. That's fine with me. We'll make it work. Bart seems very good, and honestly, Bart gives us more utility than any bot laner is going to give us. So, I just wanted to give you dibs. That's really all it came down to. You've been a fantastic streamer for us, so I'm very happy to keep that going. Okay. Yeah, we're going to increase presence. That seems good. Let's see, what side are they going to give us? They're going to give us red side this time. They have learned that maybe giving us blue side is a bad idea. But that said, we're 2 games in. I think we're gonna take a quick restroom break. Back in a couple minutes. Stay tuned, folks. We are back. Thank you very much for your patience, y'all. We are ready for Game 3 of the semifinal series. We are 2-0 right now. It has been easy. It has been smooth. One could argue too easy and too smooth to this point. I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop, but with Dani in my corner here, I'm feeling good about what we are capable of, especially if they make the mistake of giving us Felyn again. So... shall we see what they have in store for us on now that they are on blue side?
I forgot you were on red side. I just expected you to be on blue side again.
It is honestly insane to me how little the computer actually values blue side. Oh, sorry, I should take VRB off there. It's one of those, it's so strong in this game because it means anytime that you have the same energy as your opponent, you get to go first. And anyone can tell you in a card game, that's insane, right? Hearthstone had to give the second player a coin and an extra card just to try to even out going first.
I remember that.
Yeah. It just feels
it's been a hot minute since I touched Hearthstone.
That is for the best. But you remember some game mechanics, right? So if you've played before?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm going to send you a card that was revealed today in our text chat here. For those of you who are obviously not in this text chat, I have sent the card New Heights. Dani, can you read that out and tell me your thoughts on that card real quick here?
Increase your maximum mana by 3 and gain an empty mana crystal.
Seems pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I feel like I would have to maybe see this one played.
Well, Wild Growth back in the day, whenever you would have played, was one of the strongest cards in the game just for giving you an empty mana crystal. This gives you an empty mana crystal and increases your maximum mana by 3. And oh, by the way, you can play this in Warrior, which means that if you play a control deck in Warrior, the most control-y deck out there, you can get extra mana both in the short and long game. It's very dumb. That card should never have been printed, and it's kind of insane that it's happening. I just wanted to nerd out on that in case anyone who is watching this stream is also a Hearthstone person. But yeah, shall we jump into draft?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sorry, I got distracted with the periwinkle hair that this girl has.
Yeah, I do. Look, I wish nothing but the best for Sheriff here. I do like that character model. In a different life, on a different save file, perhaps, she and I could have been friends. But alas, here we stand. And hey, they banned Felyn first. Who knew? What are the odds? That seems like it might be a good idea. Well, I guess in that case, we're definitely going to be prioritizing Zealot and Hass, right? So we just ban Niels like we have been?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then we could keep banning Bart. Bart is still strong against a lot of comps because Bart reflects physical damage, and more characters do physical damage than magical damage in this game. So I would not be surprised if that ends up being something that we're happy to remove. Though we can also play it now, so I don't know. If we weren't banning that, what's standing out to you as something you might want to take off the table?
Honestly, I don't have any strong opinions. I feel like I did not enjoy playing against Bart when I played against him.
You did not have joy, you said?
I feel like I didn't enjoy playing against Bart.
Great, we'll just remove it.
But I don't remember.
No, I trust your instinct entirely, and we were right to do so because they immediately banned Frank and Kid, which is fine for us. I do feel like if that's the case, our goal is to first rotation Hass and Zealot to limit what they're capable of, which means maybe we ban a Lemmy? A Lemmy getting that double hit is probably a problem for us in the long run. We could also get rid of Peter. We could get rid of Mickey if we thought Mickey was a problem, but I don't think Mickey's hurt us very much in this last couple games, right?
Yeah, I think I'd be more worried about a Lemmy.
Yeah. Let's get a Lemmy out of here. I've had too many games in which a Lemmy just did crazy amounts of damage, and they first picked Mickey. Okay. Haas Zealot. We got what we wanted. That's Kamaitachi here. We don't have Kid as an answer to Kamaitachi, which is a little bit of a shame. But we do have a couple options that feel good. The first is to just take Wolfgang, right? Wolfgang does really well into Kamaitachi because you can just hit him with your attack. You lower the damage of all of his subsequent attacks. It makes all those extra attacks not nearly as valuable as it would be otherwise. We could, of course, go for just something like Lady Deadfire if we just want to get a bunch of magic damage out on the table, but I feel like if that's what we want to do, we probably can hold off on that. Gillis might be interesting in terms of absorbing a lot of pressure on turn 1, but I'm not sure if we need to prioritize that, if that's what we're going to do. The other question is, do we just take something like Paizai, right? Knowing that we have Zealot, knowing we're getting those extra attacks, knowing that Kamaitachi's doing those extra attacks. We know that those stacks are going to build up and give us some extra attack power, which will be really nice as we go on in the game. What stands out most to you?
Honestly, I don't have a strong opinion here.
Fair enough. I'm going to go Paizai then. I feel like Paizai
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if I felt that strong about it to really argue for it.
That's fair. I just think Paizai gives us a lot of benefits with the scaling that he provides. And it worked really well with Bunushan in the last game, and that is ultimately what I want to do again, which is why we're just going to ban Peter. There's no reason to play into Peter. Peter's going to be a jerk. They're going to ban Bunushan, as well they should. They also banned Gillis, which was a champ I mentioned wanting to pick, so it does seem like they're learning. But I am just going to get rid of Hakuna here because that special attack is really annoying for Zealot. Now, here's the question. What do we prioritize? I think Wolfgang probably makes the most sense, right? Getting the Mordekaiser out there, giving us something that can fight well in long fights. But if we wanted to go for something like Omaha, that bird could absorb a lot of Kamaitachi pressure. As could, something like Digo just ignoring damage reduction and armor. Actually, they don't have a lot of damage reduction armor on their team. So yeah, I think it's either Wolfgang or Omaha. Which are you leaning towards?
Let's do Wolfgang.
Wolfgang it is. I think ultimately...
I don't know, I just hate having to say Omaha.
That's fair. Well, and here, like we see with a pick here, it was actually good to hold off. They ended up going for Zhangji Qi rather than Aurelio. And Zhangji Qi can get that bonus attack once she kills the bird. So that's actually probably for the best here. That said, I kind of think we go for it anyway, because the bird is an extra attack to pump up Paizai. And I think that's worth it, right? Like, I don't think Gang's good here. Digo probably doesn't do much against this comp. There's not a lot of damage reduction. We don't have any shields for burial, and we don't have a lot of gold amplification. Are you willing to go with me on Team Omaha despite not liking his name?
Yeah, I guess. Apologies if there are any Nebraskans in chat.
Oh man, look, I'm sure that back when I was younger, I had an NCAA football save file in which I took the Cornhuskers to victory, because that seems like the kind of team I would have liked. But otherwise, I don't think we need to apologize to Omaha. I think you're fine. Let's see. Omaha like the steak. Yeah, exactly. The steak company is the thing that Omaha I think is known for nowadays. Get jiggy with it. It is technically a city. I haven't been there, so any shit talk I give is entirely unreasonable, and I would like to be open in saying so. But it is kind of funny that if you say Omaha, the steak is probably the first thing that's going to come to mind for a lot of people. Okay, so Haas items are great. Actually, Haas items now... Is it still this? I kind of feel like now I'd rather pivot to... I don't know that the overdraft pill is the answer is the thing. You don't have the ability to steal the crit from Aurelio, which is why I had that as our third item. But I feel like the energy storage chamber is just a bit too expensive. So we could either go for the Wraith Hand to steal some armor, or we could go for the big vest to get some extra health at the end of the day. Or we could just stick to the original overdraft pill and get that 100% crit on turn 1. Which of those three calls out to you, Dani?
I'm interested in the look of the vest, but other than that, I have no strong opinions.
Okay. Look, I'm Team Vest then. Let's do it. And I actually think if we're going to do it that way, let's put the sword... No. I'm overthinking it. Let's set the sword second. That still seems good. Wolfgang, that all seems great. That worked out last time. This all seems good. I kind of wish we had the ability to get the Vampire Fangs with Omaha, but apparently that's magic only, so no doing there. Overdraft Pill is the right call in that regard. So let's do it. Game 3 of the semifinals in League One. If we win this series, we are guaranteed to promote to the Premier League at hell difficulty. I will admit there were times in League 2 where I did not feel confident about this. There were times in League 1 where we lost to the very team that we're playing right now, and I did not feel confident about this. But right now, our Goth girls have stepped up. They've had some great games, and I'm choosing to believe. We're about to get 5v2 bot lane. God damn it. Uh-oh. Why did I say anything, Dani? Why did I say anything about confidence before this fight?
Should have just kept talking about Omaha.
Should have just kept talking about the stakes. Thank goodness the bird absorbed 400 damage. I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep Omaha alive, but it's something. Nope. No, it sure is not. Okay, well, first blood is unfortunate, especially because I don't think we have many answers to that. Though actually, okay, that's more of an answer than I expected. Let's see. Because, like, Devouring Soul is just a free attack here. Can that kill Kamitachi? No, it missed. Okay, well, that doesn't help. I feel like we play a plan B and try to draw into the assimilation to try to attack and potentially tower dive Kamitachi. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Okay, we got what I wanted. This is technically a tower dive, and I don't love that, but I'm pretty sure Wolfgang, he's only going to take one tower shot here. He had a bit of a shield. There we go. That's a kill back. Getting Shea Bomb in the game early and often. You know, Shea obviously responsible for getting this VTuber model together. So it's always nice to see them shine in-game as well. Do we even go for this Mickey attack? Because we could 2v1. But I don't know if it would do a lot of damage, given that we're still early in the game and attack values aren't very high. So I think maybe we just hot hands.
It's Zealot.
Sorry?
It's Zealot.
It's Zealot. That's true.
Yeah.
It is Zealot. So let's try it. We'll give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that's... we're not going to have enough damage. But we might be able to force him out of lane. Which, just giving Haas some room to breathe is probably worth it, right? She said 1,000 damage.
Yeah.
Quick recall? Might as well, right? We might as well get Mordekaiser back at full health. And this way, we've saved 1 extra energy compared to our opponent, which means that we should be in a solid spot here. We are getting our bot lane tower pushed in quite a bit because of the Omaha death, but that was always going to happen once they decided to dive us with 5 people, so I'm not going to lose sleep over that. What I do think is worth our time. How do you feel about some... Ow. You just woke up. Okay. Yeah, lurk away, Tentacle Coach. Happy to have you here, Xander.
Good morning.
I kind of feel like we Zealot, we double assimilation, and if we have to tower dive to get an extra kill here, so be it, right? Like, are we that afraid of the tower? Okay. You're with me. I appreciate that. Kamitachi. Getting on to Kamitachi again.
Hello.
RedShirtKing gonna win it all. I know it. Thank you so much, man. Look, so far, I'm a good bet. We have won both of our first 2 games tonight. We are 2-0 in this semifinal series. We are 1 game away from making it on to the next round. This is going to be an aggressive play, and I know how you feel about tower dives, but we have Zealot on our side. And I don't know how Zealot matches with the power of God in anime, but I feel it's got to be pretty close, right?
It's like the next best thing.
Absolutely. If we could just focus Kamitachi, though, I feel like that would help. I feel like we're wasting a lot of time attacking Zhang Ji. Ah! That's unfortunate. Is Dani carrying the team, Rory Gok? I would say so. Dani, do you think you've been carrying the team tonight?
Yeah. Hi, Andrew.
Nice to have you here, Andrew. Yeah, look, game 2, Dani popped the fuck off on Felyn. That worked really well for us, to the extent that they immediately banned it. Or like, never again. We can't let Dani play that ever again. It's been a little bit less fun this game, mostly because Omaha is just not quite as immediately strong. But I am choosing to believe in what we've built. I think we just have to avoid getting cocky. I think that tower dive clearly ended up being a step too far, and we paid the consequences accordingly. But it's okay. We're only 400 gold down. I'm not too worried about it. We do have the chicken rib now for Wolfgang, which is helpful. Zhang Ji is going to be a pain, but we can play around that, I think. Love that emote, by the way, Dani. That emote's awesome.
Oh, thank you. My one and only emote.
I mean, honestly, if that's your emote, why do you need another one?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have the emote, Andrew? Oh, no. Well, that's...
Oh, no.
BRP buying a tier 3 sub. I was going to say. Luckily, fixable problem. Probably worth doing. Oh, speaking of worth doing, how do we feel about this 2v2 bot lane, right? Do we just go for it? Or do we just decide to scale here instead? Because I kind of feel like with an Eagle Soar plus the sacrifice, right, we might be able to get a kill in bot lane. But
I think you should go for it. Their health is fairly low.
yeah, we just need to make sure that we hit the right targets. But I feel like we can do that. And I'm going to give us an extra round here for the attack. So I like this for us. We just need the bird to absorb some damage early on. And for Omaha to not miss here. Keep hitting crank. Keep hitting crank. This is great. There it is. That's a kill. There we go. That gets our bot lane back into it. Some good resources onto Dani here. That's why we keep playing around that lane. Even when we're falling behind early, the playmaking potential is real. But we are going to have to wait now. And it looks like we might be 3v1'd in mid lane. That may be what's about to happen. Or not. Or are they just freely firing, and that's fine. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. Okay, it looks like we're going to be able to set up a gank bot lane. No? Okay. I mean, I think we can agree killing Kamaitachi is cool and good, right?
Absolutely.
Great. I'm glad we are in agreement on this. Because we're going to Adrenaline. We're going to Hot Hands twice so that we can get maximum scaling onto Shaybomb here. And we're going to 3v1 this Kamaitachi and make him real sad. I have to say, I've never, like, played teleporting for support in any of my other runs. It's not a card that I've necessarily valued as much. But, oh boy, has Alice made use of it. It's been really strong for us, actually. I think we rethink. Let's see if we can draw anything better. Okay, now we don't go for a fight against Zhang Ji 1v1 with Zealot, right? That would be silly, given that she's had the experience she's gotten. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. But
yeah,
I'm happy to do that. And we could save the rest. No, we're not going to do that dragon fight. We're not going to fight 2v3. Not when the game is this close, and it is a close game. We are ahead by about 500 gold. I don't think the dragon buff, an 8% crit rate is nice, but I don't think it's worth... Okay, so Mickey, they give that to Mickey. Are they expecting Mickey to carry? I don't know that I would have done that. I feel like that was begging for Zhang Ji to take it. If we could not die to Zhang Ji here, that would be great. These are 50-50 rolls, believe it or not. I know every single one of them hit Omaha, but believe it or not, that was all meant to be a 50-50 shot. If even a couple more of those go towards Paisai, I think we could survive that fight, but it's okay. That's fine. We've evened up the gold. They have a minor advantage because of the dragon, but Chain of War is going to be really helpful for us, and we just got First Blood Tower. Oh, no, they got First Blood Tower. Oh, they took it just before us.
Yeah, but then you got 2.
Yeah, we got the second tower in top lane. That helps a lot. That was important. I'll be honest. Ooh, man. There's a part of me that just wants to, like, pass the turn because a lot of our characters feel like they're about to level up. Yeah, let's just do that. Here we go. Because now, Dani, we're just going to pour 2 levels into you real quick.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I think we kill
Make
Kamaitachi
Omaha
in
even
1v1.
stronger.
Yes, that's the plan. We're just going to pour a lot of energy into Omaha. And then let's send Kamaitachi to the Shadow Realm. Or we could miss. That's fine too. Boom. Okay. I don't think we would have gotten the kill, but we certainly did a lot of damage. And oh, wow, okay. We have the Eagle Soar here. But I think in this case, Paisai is a little bit more injured, so I don't know that we feel as good about that. Let's pass for now and see if 2 turns from now we're feeling better about any potential fight. Yeah, actually, this is great. This is a 3v2 against their bot lane here, or their mid jungle here. I think we absolutely take this, right?
Oh yeah.
Throw in the bird. You got a bird friend? Let's do it. I'm going back and forth on whether Omaha was the right pick. I think feeding you resources, we're going to be in a good spot, but Zhang Jiki does like killing the bird. Paisai is really good with it, and that made it seem worth it to me. And there we go, we got a kill. Who cares if she killed the bird? That's the argument for Omaha, being able to do a cross-map combat like that, get a kill. I think it's been worth it, but I am sure if somebody from the official Discord of the game were to look at this and say, you could have done 3 different bot laners, that would have been a little easier for you, I would believe it. I would believe that that is true. Wait, what? What just happened? They chick charged when they were in bot lane to immediately go back to base? Even though chick charge should only go 2 spaces? I think that was a bug. I think we just saw a bug in action. And for some reason, they've agreed to take this 3v2. I guess because they have a shield, and they think that Wolfgang is low enough on health. But they need to kill 2 people, not just 1. This feels like a desperate play from them. I don't know. How are you feeling this far into the game, Dani? We are ahead by 1,500 gold, but it has felt a little bit tighter than the first 2 games.
I feel like I'm not as stressed just because of Zealot.
That's fair.
I know that's just an easy answer, but he really is my go-to for everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's unfortunate that when you said that, Zealot missed 2 attacks in a row, but I do think the kills definitely added up there. Look at that, 3,700 damage in that fight. May not have gotten the kill, but certainly did the work to get us that advantage. We are going to get the Herald now. We are going to get the inner tower in top lane. That's huge. Oh man, if we had 1 more energy, we could have potentially ended the game here. I don't know that we can with our current setup, but we sure can get Omaha more experience and more.
Where's Initiate when you need it?
Yeah, I mean, like, we could surprise Assault, but I feel like that would go badly. But what we can do... Is this worth it? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. So here's the play. Are you ready for this? We prepare for action. We elixir to get some healing. To get code assimilation, to attack here, and we have a 4v3 in the bot lane. That seems silly enough to work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with Zealot at our side, what's the worst they could do? Admittedly, that was a bit of a walk, but I feel like if we get even a kill here, it was absolutely worth it. Yep, there we go. It is down. They killed the bird. Who cares? If we can focus all of our attacks on the crank here. Yeah, there it is. Double kill for Dani. Well done. Absolutely great targeting in that regard. 2 kills, really putting us in a strong spot. I'm feeling very good about our life choices at this point. Getting a second inner tower feels great. I don't think they're going to be able to push that bot lane advantage they once had anytime soon. Feeling good about our life choices. I don't think we take a 4v3, a 3v4, I should say, right? Like, I think we're feeling confident, but probably not that confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we could have pulled it off, but it feels like a risk we don't need to take. I don't feel like the 8% crit chance is going to make or break us. But here, I need to step away for a moment. I will be back in 30 seconds. Okay, we are back, fam. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? We have the ability to 1v1 Zhangji Qi in the Shadow Realm. That feels like it's worth it, right? Is there any reason we shouldn't go for the Shadow Realm?
No, I think that's worth it.
Let's see if we can draw into something. Actually, here's the argument. The argument is that we're about to have a 4v1 in the bot lane. That seems like it might be a little bit better. Not that I had any doubt that Shaybomb and Wolfgang can handle the Shadow Realm just fine. But I feel like getting more assist gold, spreading things out around our team a little bit more. Zealot gets the kill.
Play.
Yeah, easy clap right there. And then... honestly, let's just devour. Let's steal 2 of their jungle camps and really just add some insult to injury there. Paisai getting some love, and now that we have no jungle camps, we might as well send Zealot back so they're at full health. And he'll start picking apart camps as they spawn, which is always nice. I think we're at a point. What's our gold lead right now? It's almost 7,000. Okay. I feel like it escalated more quickly than I realized. We can probably just end the game. We don't need to, right? Like, there's not a point at which I think they outscale us, but we can always give it a shot. Because even in a 5v5, even if we don't win, I feel like we get more kills than they do right now.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're not going in with Omaha at half health. That's the only thing that would prevent me. Yeah, no, that is indeed the situation we find ourselves in. Barbarian runes, though, very good. Yeah, see, now their bot lane's at half health. I say we go for it. Do you believe?
I believe.
Okay. Then with that, word of faith from our captain, We are going in.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. Let's do it. Okay. It is one of those things. I think they drafted better around Haas, but you're already noticing just a single steal. Oh, crap. How did they get past our front line to get Omaha? We must have gotten really unlucky on some targeting rules. I don't know that it'll matter because Zealot's doing 1500 damage a turn. That seems good. But it's definitely going to be a lot closer than I wanted it to be. Paisai, only a 9% chance to get hit, but we're missing a lot of attacks. And yeah, their Kamaitachi gets it. Okay, that's a kill on the Crank. I think we can get the kill on the Kamaitachi. I mean, if we're not missing attacks. So much of this is just coming down to some sloppy, some uncharacteristically sloppy team fighting here from our team. I think perhaps overconfident, given how the first games of the series went. So that is a third kill. Ada is at 30 health. And we're going to get the kill here. We are going to win the game. It's a little bit scarier than it needed to be. We lose 2 along the way, but we get the wipe. We get the win. And with that, we guarantee our spot in the League One Finals. And we guarantee that we are promoting to the Premier League, the hardest challenge this game has to offer. And Wolfgang's going to get the nod. I think a great performance from Shay today. How do you feel about how that game 3 worked out?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't like as easy as the other ones were, which was nice.
Yes. Yeah, it was nice to see. I think their draft was a lot smarter. Banning both Kid and Felyn was by far the best thing they could do. As Get Shiggy with it says, still easy. Perhaps. It certainly, I think this was a faster win than our Game 1 win. But it was certainly one that felt like they had the ability to fight back. I will take the L personally on giving you Omaha, Dani. Perhaps you would have gone even higher than an 8.6 otherwise, but I do think it
Honestly,
did what we needed
I
to do.
just think Omaha needs to take the L. Like, sorry to Nebraska, but it's an L.
Sorry to Nebraska, but yeah, that's fair. That's more than fair. Oh man. But look, that's a win. That is a finals victory, or a semifinals victory, excuse me. And I've got some upkeep here to do, but I believe, Dani, that this is where you tap out for the night. Thank you so much for being here for the semifinal series. I hope you had as much fun being here as I had having you on stream tonight.
It was so much fun. So much fun getting watch an actual card player play a card game.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. This is definitely the perfect mix of things for me as someone who loves MOBAs and card games. And I am forever grateful that you told me that this game exists so that I could do any of this in the first place. I know you don't have any social media to send people to, but is there anything that you would like to plug that you think is worth people's time that they might not know about otherwise?
There's a really fun strategy game called Farthest Frontier that I have 100 something games and hours into. That's early access. Andrew showed me that game and it's pretty fun.
Okay, Farthest Frontier, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will have to check that out. Anything that can grab 100 hours of your time is probably a very good sign. I say as I look at the 140 hours I've put into this game. Well, thank you so much, Dani. I will let you go here, but really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Oh, good. Well, here we go. That was great to have Dani on call for this. It's the first time that we had someone on call that wasn't someone like Carrie, right? I think we did the movie stream for people who've been following from before I did Esports Godfather. And that was certainly, I think, a different vibe. It was nice to have someone to bounce off some of the strategy stuff with. Would love your thoughts on how you felt about this. Should I rope Xander, Tentacle Coach, into one of these streams? Because I know he and I have played this game for fun many a time. I would love your thoughts as to how you felt about me bouncing off of people. If you're on YouTube, again in the comments. I cannot stress enough that even a single comment from somebody does so much for the algorithm. I am obviously a small creator. I'm not doing this with the aspirations of anything crazy, but I do appreciate it. I read every comment, and I appreciate anyone who takes the time to watch this, enjoy this. So thank you all for that. But we are going to keep on rolling. Just because Dani is out does not mean that I am stopping anytime soon. In fact, let's change up the stream information. Let's see. I don't think we did any question marks for playoffs because I think the playoffs are very clear. Oh goodness. Okay, sorry. I think that definitely ended up taking a little bit more sound alerts than y'all should have had to deal with. I'll have to figure out how to organize that in the future a little bit cleaner, but none of these are useful. The match is over. Here's our interview. We occupied a large part of the jungle area. Yeah, look, I mean, Vesper did a great job. Just deserves a lot of offense experience for the whole team, apparently. How would you know what? It was so-so. It was acceptable. Got to keep pushing them further, right? Vixen's a tough coach, but believes in them, and also I could really use some training points. We're going to get to the highest point together. We believe in our ability to win the finals. We have yet to drop a single playoff game. And I know this is something people have kind of criticized about Hell difficulty, that it's a lot harder early on, but as you get your players the training, you're ultimately able to catch up and even exceed some of your opponents. I honestly think that we drafted in a way and set ourselves up for success in a way that was that rewards that. So I don't feel the same like, oh man, this game needs to be harder, that some other people do. But at the same time, I recognize why some people would really enjoy that. And here you go. Dani was not here to see it, but Dani is indeed team captain. I'm actually going to take a quick screenshot for her because she deserves to see that she has indeed pulled that off. Well done to Dani. That Felyn game, I think, did it. That Felyn game was insane. Absolutely incredible performance. Deserves the MVP nod. I feel like in general, this team bounces around because we have a lot of people who will be put in a position to carry one game and maybe not in the next. Outside of Alice. Alice was just on Haas duty, and that means you never get to get the credit that you deserve. But great stuff by Dani. Great stuff by the Siren's Call. Our Goth girls move on to the finals. And you do indeed love to see it. What do we want to upgrade next? I feel like routine training. I don't know. Better training courses would probably be good, because I don't think we're actually going to use attribute or hero mastery anytime soon. Because when I have the opportunity, I'm going to focus on getting the points for some of our other abilities, right? I really like being able to focus on getting our champion pools maximized, especially at a game like this, right? At hell difficulty, being able to pick the right counters, I think, goes a super long way. So that's kind of the energy that I'm holding on to for now. Would this be? Let's see, 110 of the lowest attribute, 105 for defense, and then this. Nah, I think this is fine. I think we keep this as is. I definitely think we'll benefit from getting some better training courses at some point. But here we go. Lucky Koi lost to New Human. We are expected to win this series according to the analysts. I'm kind of surprised by that because I feel like New Human are famously the highest scoring team when you look at their overall base stats. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's true. But hey, the fans, there are more New Human fans than there are Siren's Call fans. That's okay. The analysts, 3 out of 5 analysts prefer our team, despite the fact that we are worse at every position. It is an A- squad at every step of the way for New Human. If we are going to win this, we're going to have to do it by being clever, by outdrafting our opponent, by setting ourselves up for success. Let's see, what are these traits here? Okay, if they're doing better than our top laner, they get bonuses. So they like to snowball. Okay, they get the same dragon thing that we do. That's fine. Interesting. So if the mid laner kills, or if our mid laner dies, they get an increase in farming efficiency. That's potentially scary. This farming efficiency, really strong. We're going to want to gank bot lane consistently to prevent that from charging. And yeah, same here. I think we just need to focus on taking bot lane down. Keeping bot lane down as much as we can. And yeah, look, usually I would try to boost up other fans here, but I want as many training points as we can get, which means we're going to have Dani and Shaybomb stream. And look at that Dani stream, getting us the points we need. Tails never fails, except when it did. Give us blue anyway. Ah, okay. We got red. That's fine. Let's go into game 1 here. I'm choosing to believe. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take 60 seconds. I will be right back. Okay, we are back at it again. Looks like the analysts believe in New Human. New Human are on the blue side. And they are better than us at everything other than hero pool. So I get it. I understand. But that has never stopped us before. It's not going to stop us here. We have yet to lose a playoff game. Let's keep that streak alive. They banned Bigfoot. Okay. Well, obviously our goal is to go blocker Felyn here. They don't have anyone who can play Felyn, which is a huge advantage for us. We also really like Zealot, which means I think we keep with our Niels ban. That continues to have paid some dividends for us. I also feel like we probably ban... man, I mean, there's a argument to banning Lady Deadfire. I think Lady Deadfire can do a ton of damage, and we don't have a great answer to debuffs with what we're doing. So let's just get rid of her. We're not going to play her. She's very dangerous. They banned Felyn. Okay, so I feel better about my choice then. I think our goal for first rotation is to take Zealot Kid. I think that synergy works really well with what we're trying to do. And if that is the case, I think we get rid of Hakuna. And we just hope they don't first pick Kid. They don't. And so that's what we do here. I think that's the right answer. Xiaogung Lei as a first pick is a little odd. But they have really backed themselves into a hole. They've taken Aurelio, which means we rotate Kid to mid lane. We take Haas in the top lane. We're going to steal those Aurelio buffs every step of the way. And you do indeed love to see it. Now, what do I not want to play into? Get out of here, Justice. Honestly, Justice is a buff expert. I'm sure there's stuff that I could steal that would be really nice. But I don't care. I don't like playing into Justice. I also, man, this is tough because I don't like playing into Tiger Boy. But if I let that go, then they're picking either Frank or Fatty White in the top lane. I don't like either of those. And unfortunately, Dani has not learned to play Bond in bot lane yet. So I can't go for a Bond Peter bot lane, which would be the ideal if they were playing something like Frank. So I think I ban Frank. I don't think we have a good answer to Frank. And I think we could steal the Fatty White buff, right? The mini snowman, we could steal that. So that's okay with me. Now, what do we want to do here? I think Bunu Shan gives us some scaling that's very nice. But I think no matter what we pick in bot lane, I think the bigger key is getting Peter. I think Peter is just a character that we can kind of clearly build around. We could pick Tiger Boy support, right? Force them into the Fatty White if we're not afraid of Fatty White at all. Man, this is tough. This is a tough one. I feel like I'm less fussed between Alemi and Bunu Shan, but I feel like I'm going to really want Peter. So that's what I'm going to do. Peter served me really well in some other playthroughs. They get Tiger Boy. That was expected. We're okay with that. Kamaitachi, also expected. We're okay with that. It does mean that some of these extra attacks maybe aren't as valuable as they would typically be, right? I do think Alemi is synergistic with Zealot historically. I think Bunu Shan is synergistic historically. Are we afraid enough of the Kamaitachi to avoid either of those? And to go for something like Deco instead? They don't have anything that increases armor. So no, you know what? Let's go for Bunu Shan. Bunu Shan gives us a late game that we can trust in. When Bunu Shan awakens, it gives us a long-term play that I think is very good. We're going to check out the items real quick, but these should all have been things that we set forward in other games. Yep, those all look good. And so on we go. Game 1 of the League One Finals. Siren's Call. Our team of goth girls have powered through so many challenges over the course of the season. Proven themselves. Have bounced back from adversity. And now they're on the biggest stage against a new human team. The one team that Xander has ever rooted for that is not our own. Okay, great. They don't have the fight card. I thought for sure when they were giving Aurelio the buff and double trouble that was going to be very dangerous. I think... I mean, giving ourselves more mana seems like it's going to be good. I think we could double code assimilation Tiger Boy and go for the attack here. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. And I think in this case, we're going for the extra % damage. I think scaling that with Haas is going to go a long way. Like, okay, you stunned Haas once. He's just not doing that much damage, but it is adding up. Oh, okay, I wanted Haas to get the kill, but that's fine. It goes to Zealot. 800 damage in that fight. Great. Bunu Shan, you can have some scaling. And Haas will give you some health because you fought your ass off in that fight. That gets him to level 4 a little bit earlier than Tiger Boy, which is nice to have. We are a little bit... I think we're pretty even in mid lane, actually. I think pretty even in bot lane in this laning phase. Which I am glad to see. Okay. I'm always worried with Aurelio, right? Because that Inferno Marks, that just got a whole bunch of resources. And I keep expecting Flame Assault to happen, right? Like a 3v2 bot lane would be potentially quite dangerous for us. And it just seems like they don't have it. We've gotten lucky in that regard. I think this is a hot hands, and pass. Like, we could hyper protection, but I don't know to what end. Like, they have 8 mana. That is annoying. But what are they going to do with it? That's 2 yummy biscuits. They are going to continue to draw cards because of the nature of how our game rules work. If you have fewer than 3 cards, you draw a card every time you play a card, which does reward a lot of cheap cards. It has enabled a much better hand than you would expect. And Xiaogung Lei getting 4 warm-up cards certainly has its value. But, like, this is one of those situations, right? Theoretically, shield impact would be great. I don't think there's any way to get anyone else into that fight in a way that we would be okay with. Let's plan B, see what's there. Yeah, Haas isn't the problem, unfortunately. Technically, I'm not saying we should do this. I want to be on the record. I don't think we should do this. But what we could do is probe attack, teleport for support, prepare for action. We'd still be able to shield impact. But it's a 3v2 where we're tower diving, and I'm not even sure... No, because it'd be a 3v3. We'd allow the Aurelio in. Yeah, no, terrible idea. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. It turns out we hot hands and we hot hands. And, I don't know. Let's send Kit back because I don't like the idea. I am fine with him getting a hit onto our tower if it means the kid can get back and at full health. Yeah, the double trouble coming in for Xiaogung Lei. That's fine. Same with the protagonist. I mean, look, ultimately, like, the goal is to be in a team fight in which Haas can steal one of those double trouble buffs. It's one of the things that make Haas really good into Tiger Boy is the fact that they can steal double trouble. Not to mention, Haas looks really good in that tiger hat. Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, that's great. Let's surprise assault here. We have a 2v1. And if Kametachi attacks anyone other than Kid, he's going to have a bad time. Yep. Going to keep being a problem. That Kametachi is going to die. The surprise assault coming through for us here. And Kid getting the kill, I think, is very good. It's their second kill of the game, and it gets Kid a very nice power breakthrough. So far, everyone in the game has the first item except for Peter. Peter, we do play a little bit more of an aggressive build path. I think there's an argument that says we should do Redemption before Big Vest. But I feel like Big Vest gives us the stats that Peter wants in a way that I'm willing to risk for. Plan B. Okay. No, I don't think this works the way I want it to. God. I think I'm actually just going to pass. I think the goal is to... If we don't push Xiaogung Lei into his tower, right? We're just too far for assimilation. But actually, no, we're not, because we have 10 mana. So, Code Devour. Get all that energy. Code Assimilation. And Code Engage. And that's going to be a 3v1 against Xiaogung Lei. And we're about to have him waste his double trouble here. Like, sure, he stunned Peter, so what? He has to keep attacking Peter, and Peter's immune to the stun now. Peter even gets the kill, which usually I wouldn't be a fan of, but we went for a more aggressive build path on Peter, so him getting the gold there is actually quite good. Yummy Biscuit. Yeah, I mean, we don't actually need to worry about this fight, but I'll get Peter ahead in gold anyway. Yeah, they're going to forfeit it, of course, because it would be a 1v2, and that would be a terrible fight for them. Yep, great. Great. That's a 2,500 gold lead here in Game 1 of the finals. I feel like they're in a tough spot. I mean, the Aurelio obviously is the thing they want to build around. It is the champion that is the farthest ahead in gold for them, but they have yet to get a gank that has resulted in anything. I think that's the biggest difference between this and the last series. The last series, Aurelio was getting kills, but we were just getting more on the back end. Here, I don't even think Aurelio's getting the kills. Like, okay, they're going to force Kid back to base. Who cares? What, Kametachi gets a couple damage onto the tower? Like, am I supposed to be worried about that? Crit rate onto Bunushan's going to work really well for us in the late game. Serenity Training is going to help us in the late game. Hyper Protection is going to be nice in the late game. Or just to really force this lane to go to our advantage. Oh, boy. Okay, well, we actually... Actually, no, this is great for us. Okay. So, y'all see the play, right? I think you're starting to see how these Haas plays come together. So the play here, teleport for support, hunt and shadow. This is a 4v3. And Haas gets extra damage whenever he is attacking Xiaogung Lei. They're going to have to waste all their attacks on Peter. And, you know, yeah, I mean, Haas just steals the damage. Look, 180% crit rate, 285 damage. We stole 9 stacks of flame from Aurelio on this fight. Now, I would love to kill everyone other than Xiaogung Lei first. Another hit onto Pinong Zhu would be great. Yep, that's a kill. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought for whatever reason this would be the same as Lan, where it only ends when the marked target. It just ends when we get a kill. But that's fine. I'm not going to lose sleep over getting a clean kill there. And yeah, we'll recall. I don't see any reason for Zealot to stay out and about. Yep, and they're not going to fight the 3v3. That is a bad sign for them. I think they're realizing that the Tiger Boy really wasn't the way they wanted to go. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, stealing Mini Snowman from Fatty White would not have been better for them necessarily, but it at least would have been a little bit less visibly terrible. But hey, what are you going to do? The fact of the matter is we used a really good first rotation with that Kid Zealot combo. Zealot, 100% kill participation. Kid doing what they need to do. The important thing is we're on turn 57. Not the earliest awakening for Bunushan, but she is indeed awakened. And from this point, I don't know what you do if you are the opposing team. I think we just shield impact, right? Like, why would we not shield impact? Yeah. Like, we're going to get hit by the tower, but we're going to get more shield than it's worth. Yeah, easy. Easy choice. Bunushan should put out a lot of damage. I wish Bunushan was focusing that damage a little bit more. And not missing the most damaging attacks would be cool. But hopefully we can get a kill. I think a kill very much in play if we don't do... Wow. Okay. Well, that was the worst case scenario. That was the worst possible targeting we could do every step of the way. But they're going to have to back off, and it does mean Bunushan's going to take the tower, right? So, yeah, and they're going to back off. They can't fight that fight. We get first dragon. Second dragon, first tower, I should say. They don't have any answer to what we're putting out here. Like, a freely firing with Tiger Boy doesn't do much. Okay, Jin. I mean, you might as well, right? Kamitachi has no negative effect from discarding cards when the rules say that you get to keep drawing if it's low. Let's get Bunushan to level 13. Let's get more crit rate onto Bunushan. That's an 18% when you're doing 3 attacks per turn. Pretty good. Also pretty good. 2v1 in the top lane. I mean, Tiger Boy is going to want to put some stuns out, but stunning a clone is not going to do that much. It sure would help if Zealot was hitting more of those attacks, but we've got 5 rounds. We've got room for it to be a little sloppy. That's going to get us the kill. That's going to get Zealot even further ahead. 5 kills to none, 5,500 gold lead. That is exactly how you draw it up in the playbook. This is exactly what we wanted from this draft. I feel like all of our goals have been accomplished here. Kid gets the mid tower. That's huge. Haas is about to take the top tower. I don't think there's any way they can prevent that. They are going to get the mid tower from us thanks to the Zhao Gong Lei card, but I don't know that that's worth it for them, right? Like that trade can't possibly be something they feel good about. Okay, they're going to force Kid back to base. They're not going to take this 4v5, right? Yeah. I mean, lowering Kid's health is helpful, but even at 30% health, that Kid fight was not going to go well for them. Okay. Let's see. We got some awards to give out. Let's give one to Peter, because he's done such a good job for us. We're going to give the Hero Bless to Bunushan, because of course we are. And sure, Haas, you can get a level up. That seems fine with me. I also think this 3v2 in the bot lane seems like a great call. But I prefer the version where we get to finally Shadow Imitator, because we haven't gotten to do that yet. I'm willing to trade... Oh my god. Yeah, I'm willing to trade 300 health, not even, for an extra 90 attack. Yeah, we'll absolutely steal from Tiger Boy. Great. We'll give our Wrath bonus to Bunushan. 3v2 in the bot lane. I think this is about to be 2 kills. As long as we can hit our attacks, of course. But I'm choosing to believe in our team. Pinangju already feeling pretty low. That's a lot of damage from Bunushan. There it is. Yeah, it turns out doing 4,000 damage in a fight like that is going to work out for you more often than not. But yeah, sure, Zealot gets the dominating because they're 4-0 and 3. And you know what? I do feel like perhaps Vesper's contributions in this game have been a little bit underappreciated. So if we got a player of the game for Zealot, I'd be happy with it, because we haven't gotten one so far tonight, even though Zealot has been dominant for us every game tonight. Oh, wow, we got to the final fight. Yep. I mean, we never got the chance to really get in on their turrets. We don't have anything that pushes super hard. I don't know how they're supposed to kill us in this fight. We're just going to see a lot of damage coming out from Bunushan. We're going to see a lot of free damage being dealt out by Kid. The Aurelio is going to be attacked by Haas sooner rather than later. There we go. That steals all that crit. Leaves Aurelio in a very tough spot. Gotta tell y'all, if you are a player, do not pick Aurelio into Haas. You can't do it. If Haas is up, you can't take Aurelio and feel good about it, because Aurelio's whole thing is built on those flame stacks, and those are very easy to steal. If you want to play Aurelio, and there are a lot of reasons to play Aurelio. Aurelio can be a great champ. You got to ban Haas. You have to. It's not a want, it's a need. And you're going to see here, I mean, we don't have anyone even close to death here. I think this is going to be a clean sweep of a team fight. That's got to be tough. Xiaogang Lei not getting much accomplished. There it is. A triple kill for Bunushan. 2,084 damage at the end of that. 2084 attack power, excuse me. 9,751 damage. I have a feeling Dani's about to be MVP again. Something tells me, perhaps, possibly, that Dani's about to be MVP again. And look, like, I get it. Vesper tried. Vesper had a great game. I don't know what more you could ask for. That's a 10 out of 10 performance from Bunushan. Easy game one. Clean game one. We are in a very strong spot. A very strong start to the series. You know, Shay on Kid did very well. I think Haas did exactly what needed to be done. You shouldered the injury volume for your brothers, right? Yeah, of course. That's the thing about Haas. Haas is never going to get a great score. It's going to make you think, maybe was Haas not that good? But look at that Aurelio damage. Aurelio, a champion that is built around dealing crazy amounts of damage via crits, did 2,552 damage over the course of the entire game. Peter, our support, did twice as much damage. That's insane. That's the benefit of Haas. You basically just say you're not allowed to play the game anymore. And look, it's our cleanest win of the night. It does go the distance. We do not have the ability to close the game out as early as we would probably like. I'm not going to take anything that reduces our harass rate. That's just not happening. Not going to take anything that increases our presence, because that's only situationally good. The crit damage when our crit rate's above a certain percent? Sure. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see our breakthrough. You know what? Let's destroy some turrets. You've been destroying turrets pretty consistently in bot lane. I feel like that'll work. Yeah, I don't think... You know, usually I would think Adrenaline versus Rethink, but I actually think for what we're doing, Rethink is better for us. Especially if you're playing Felyn. Felyn, because you typically want to pair it with Blocker, You're constantly playing the signal card that allows you to draw all of your cards, which means Adrenaline is great once and then never again. And as a result, I tend to skip accordingly. Draw cards have been very good. Call it character growth, that I'm no longer worried as much about some of these other Adrenaline plays compared to all the other options available to us. I'm going to say I wanted Bond in that game. The fact that we didn't have it means that I want to set ourselves up for it. So I'm going to have us learn it. Low roll, unfortunate. But live streaming means we're going to be able to learn a new champion between games 1 and 2, which is great. Bond, we're going to get the cheap monkey business. And for whatever reason, New Human's answer to losing game 1 is to give us blue side. And look at that, Shay at A-. You love to see it. But here, before we get into game 2, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple minutes, folks. Stay tuned. Okay, we are back. Let's get into game 2. We are on blue side, which I think makes some things significantly easier for us in all reality. Ban Niels because we like playing Zealot, and I don't want anything to get in the way of that. They banned Bigfoot, Felyn. One of those makes sense. So I suppose that's fair. Let's see. What do we want to get rid of? I mean, honestly, I kind of want to run back the Kid Haas Zealot of it all. That top trio was really nice for us. Everything else I feel like we could work around. So to that end, let's get rid of Justice and Hakuna. And they ban Haas. Okay, that's fine. I think we first pick Kid then. Zealot first pick is tempting, but at the end of the day, we are fine if they first pick Zealot because Kid is going to proc off of their passive. They didn't, which is great. And it does mean that we are in a strong spot here. Burial, let me check that here. Physical damage. Because we can't play Haas, I think this is a Bard angle, right? I mean, it could be Bart. It could be Peter. Peter absorbing the taunt early. Could be very good. I just feel like with Bart, right? Like, how did they get around it? I mean, they play Lady Deadfire, I guess, is the answer. Yeah, so you know what? With that case, let's wait for that for rotation. Let's take top lane later. I think we can... well, no. Actually. Because... Yeah, no, I think we wait. Because Lady Deadfire is the thing that makes Bart feel sad. There's no need to force that. And I feel like no matter what we do, Alemi's going to be good. They take Lady Deadfire. Okay. That was the thing I would have banned had I had the opportunity to do so. This is why I felt good, or why I felt it was necessary to not pick Bart here. Because Lady Deadfire does a lot of damage to Bart that makes a lot of what he wants to do less effective. Now, we kind of get to pick our poison in top lane. I mean, at the end of the day, I think... I mean, I don't like going into Tiger Boy. You can't steal the buff, which is a shame. We can't steal the fatty white buff. That armor is going to be annoying. But if we allow Tiger Boy to get through, we can at least take Wukong. And Wukong counters Tiger Boy pretty hard. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we force the Tiger Boy, and I think we just accept we're playing Wukong here, which means we can reflect the stun onto their entire team. And then I think we take Paisai, because we have a lot of actions here between Alemi, Zealot, and Kamaitachi. I think that should work out well for us. Insane, yo, welcome to the stream. We are in game 2. I thought I turned the BRB off. Well, look at me. Turns out, still a little rusty, having battled my way back from the flu and other things. But yeah, glad to have you here, Insane. This is game 2 of the finals. We have won game 1. We went 3-0 in the semifinals, have yet to drop a game in the playoffs during this hell difficulty run. It seems like all of our struggles have largely been during the regular season. The playoffs have gone well for us to this point. And I'm certainly glad to see that. Okay, let's get some items going. I kind of feel like for Wukong here, like if we want to go for the 4,000 last item, we don't want to have a 3,000 here. I think what we do is we do this. I think we go for the golden chicken rib first, then go into Sledgehammer, then go into the giant helmet. That's a lot more likely to actually happen by the end of the game. And it still gets us some nice max HP. It does put off Wukong's power spike, and obviously Wukong max HP is going to determine the increased attack power, but I think what we get beyond that is worth it. Kid and Zealot, we know how that looks. I'm totally comfortable with that. 100% crit rate on the first round. Man, there's a part of me that feels like maybe Wraithhand should be first. And maybe the attack power should be second even. Like, is the 100% crit rate needed early game? I don't think so. I think that's last item. It's definitely an item. Like, I think these are the 3 items. I just... The crit rate seems like something that we can wait for. You find the earlier games in a new league harder than the playoffs. Absolutely insane. I think that's 100% true. Because... when you're in the new league, right, you haven't had time to train up your players yet against this higher quality of talent. The game seems to while it does advance enemy players, you are able to advance much more quickly if you know what you're doing, if you understand kind of how the management mechanics of it all work. So I do think it can get easier. I'll be interested to see if that remains true in the Premier League, right? Because that's meant to be the highest level of difficulty. I could see that becoming more of a problem. Also, hey, look at that. Let's descent it up. It's going to be a 4v2 in the bot lane. Seems good to me. Yeah, the thing is here, even if they stop us, I think we have enough mana to do a code engage, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think with 2, that's 3. Yep, there it is. Wukong gets the second kill. That's 2 kills in the bot lane to start off this game. That's what we wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what we have done. We'll heal up Paizai. I probably should have healed up Alemi, but whatever. We'll save our 4 mana so we can get another turn sooner rather than later. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely the kind of natural pace of it, right? You should feel your strongest when you get to the playoffs. If you've done your job right, if you've trained up your players, if you've set them up for success. It's a tough balance for that reason, right? I don't envy the developers for trying to find the pure balance in that, but it's one of those. I think the idea is, do you fulfill the player fantasy of getting stronger as the season goes on, or do you fulfill the difficulty curve of things getting harder as the season goes on? I think in the regular season, I still feel that curve, but playoffs definitely, I think I have largely ignored a lot of that. I think it's time to kill Tiger Boy. I don't know. Maybe I didn't need to do that. Maybe I could have gone for a gank in mid lane. We could have had a 3v1 on Lady Deadfire. Lady Deadfire just scares me more than Tiger Boy does, honestly. I'm kind of looking for Tiger Boy to stun Wukong. Got him. Wukong getting the kill. Which means absolutely worth, right? I mean, if you got the kill, then clearly it was the right call. That's how that works. Results-based analysis, never flawed. Please ignore everything I just said about results-based analysis now that we're about to die to this mid lane gank. I mean, I assume we're going to die to this mid lane gank. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Lady Deadfire missing twice. Really coming in clutch for us. She has not gotten any of her attack items yet, obviously. We're still too early in the game for that. The Wukong 201 currently leading the team in gold. I can't remember the last time that happened in top lane. Alice has been stuck on Hass duty, which is a great way of saying couldn't be more valuable for our team, couldn't be less valued by the game's algorithm. But man, oh man. This has been interesting. Okay, so. Oh, we lost teleport for support. No! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Like, I could surprise assault, but that doesn't do anything. I can code assimilation. Do I feel good about that dive? Oh, no, sorry. I was overthinking it. Let's crossfire, code assimilation, and code engage. That's a 3v2 in the bot lane. I was looking at that 2v2 in the mid lane, like, oh, it would be a tower dive. Like, I kind of feel like we could pull that off, but it'd be a little tough. And then I just looked down at bot lane. It's like, oh, wait, I maybe making this unnecessarily difficult for myself. Yep, that sure is 2 kills in bot lane. The fact that they didn't get the kill on Kid mid lane is really going to set them back. Like, Obviously, this is a pretty expensive economy the kid's going for. I don't know if we're going to get all 3 items at the end of the day, but like, I feel like they really, really wanted to put themselves in a position in which they could at very least be scaling with Lady Deadfire. I think Lady Deadfire is their win condition because she does well into Wukong. She does well into basically any of our characters other than maybe Kid, because her damage output can just be crazy. But wow, what did she? Wow. Okay, so I think the computer just didn't understand how terrible an idea it would be to flame spread Wukong, because they just flame spread their entire team. That reflectability happens on field attacks. What are you doing, Lady Deadfire? I mean, I'm not mad at it. It worked great for me, but what are you doing? Reddit's going to be so mad at you. Not understanding that interaction. In the finals of League One? Nah, couldn't be me, fam. Couldn't be me. No, I don't like a 1v1 under tower. I could deal with this 1v1, but I don't know that it would, like, do much for me, right? Like, I don't know, maybe it forces him out of lane. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to see how this works. I think Wukong is getting a lot more damage recently than I would expect. He can't get stunned, so he should have reflected the stun. But it doesn't seem like Tiger Boy got stunned, so maybe I don't understand that reaction or that interaction. Either way, we at least give Wukong a much higher chance of pushing Tiger Boy out of lane. Really, all we want is for that top tower to not be the first tower to fall. They are going to go for a 2v3 dive in our bot lane. We at least have the tower ahead of us, but I think this is going to be a hard one to survive. At least with both of them. I think maybe Paizai can survive this one. But Alemi, yeah, that's going to be tough. And it's going to be tough for Paizai as well. Okay. Paizai with 29 health. That lifesteal item really coming in clutch there. That's okay. Obviously, like, not every game is going to be as clean as Game 1 was. Game 1 was about as clean as it is capable of being. Meanwhile, this is... Yeah, actually, let's throw that away because we can't play it. Barbarian Runes, we might as well, right? Like, there's no reason not to. And yeah, let's jump in here. This is going to be a 3v1 on Lady Deadfire. Please, I beg you, hit Wukong. Come on, you know you want to. Let's reflect that debuff. Didn't need it. Didn't even need it. Lady Deadfire might be able to do a lot of damage, but you can't do that much damage. We'll send... yeah, we're after going to give up the dragon. We don't have the way to win that fight 1v2, but that's okay. We are also giving up First Blood Tower. That is the downside of Descent. I thought the Descent sent you back to lane the way that teleporting for support does, but I guess not. I don't know. I don't play Wukong very often, but Wukong is just too good into Tiger Boy to not play. And honestly, very good into Lady Deadfire. It's just a very strong pick into any comp that relies on debuffs or stuns. So... it's going to work out. I'm not too worried. Looking at the gold, we are ahead by 2,000 gold. It's certainly not as clean as it was before, but we do have the 3 highest gold earners on our team. Alemi's death didn't really set her back very much. Obviously, we have to look at Lady Deadfire. She is going for a weird build, actually. Lady Deadfire going for recyclable garbage bin to get more gold from kills and assists. Redemption, which is much more of a support item. And fake antiquity, which is just counting on the idea that she won't ever be at half health in fights, which I would not count on with this build. I feel like that's the kind of thing that you do when you build Lady Deadfire for support. But this is a mid lane Lady Deadfire, and I don't know that that's the way I would build it. But hey, if that's what you want to do, it's fine with me. Let's see if we can get another Lady Deadfire kill here. I think we should be able to make this work. It's going to be very hard for her unless she hits Kid every time, which she does not. Yep, that's a kill for Zealot. You'll love to see it. Vesper continuing to pounce at every opportunity to get some kills in this game. And you know what? Like, yeah, code assimilation the Kamaitachi. Make their life a little more difficult. We actually missed 2 of those 3 attacks, so it didn't actually make things any more difficult. But it could have. It could have. Yeah, I mean, they're going to go for scaling for Burial, which you need at this point. Burial is 1,000 gold down in this matchup, so playing for scaling feels a little bit rough, but I don't know what else you do in this situation. I feel good about this 3v3 because 2 out of these 3 characters hitting Wukong is a problem. They're ultimately very lucky that in this particular version of the game, in the meta that I am in, I don't have any items that could increase Wukong's presence. Because if I had like the taunt textbook, it's over for these fools. They have no way of responding. Because Tiger Boy and Lady Deadfire hit Wukong and it's over. Yep, there's the stun on everybody. Because they tried. That's going to be a dead Kamaitachi. They've spread out their damage well enough. They might be able to kill Zealot, depending on how they focus their damage. That is going to be the kill on the Zealot, but I don't think they can get a second kill. I don't think they have the damage capability. Unless we just miss everything, right? If we miss Lady Deadfire 10 times, then I guess it would have. But we only missed Lady Deadfire 2 times, so it's okay. It all worked out. 2 for 1. Vesper is going to be 3-1-6. They're once again not going to win MVP. And, you know, I as a coach am just going to be saying, look, I don't know what Vesper was supposed to do, right? I felt like a fight in which Vesper did a lot to get the team where they needed to be. If that's a problem, then I don't know what to say. Now, this is interesting. I do think we can get the... Like, I think this 2 for 1 is good, right? Like... I don't like that we've lost inner tower in top lane, right? That is a problem. Tiger Boy pushing in the way that he has. Even if we're ahead by 3,000 gold, we don't want to be in a position where the computer has the end of the game card, because all it takes is for one fight for things to go horribly wrong, and suddenly they're just able to end the game. But yeah, like, okay, Wukong's back. I didn't have to play the prepare for action. I forgot teleporting for support because it didn't work for the other thing. It didn't work for the descent, so I was like, oh, I gotta move him back. Freely firing, that does take him down Kid. That's unfortunate. That's okay. Okay. 9-3. We're still 2,600 gold ahead. Tiger Boy goes back to base. That's what we need. Yeah, I still think we do this. I know Alemi's low, and if we lose this fight because Alemi's too low, you can all make fun of me in the comments. But at the end of the day, I just feel like the amount of attacks we're going to get off with Zealot here, it's just worth the risk. Paisai should be buffing up our allies quite a bit. A lot of actions being taken per round of combat. Burial very low already. Ah, man, if we had switched the order of operations there, we could have killed Burial. Missed the attack on Burial. Okay. I mean, good attack on the Kamaitachi. Yep, that's going to get 2 kills. Look, Zealot came a lot closer than it needed to be. Some better targeting could have made that fight a lot cleaner, but who cares? We did what needed to be done. We got the kills. We go back to a 3,400 gold lead. And there's nothing they could really do here. I don't know what their plan is, but Dragon Blast. Let's keep the Alemi crit going. And I mean, I think we take the 2v1, right? Like, there's no... Do we need a 4th round? We might as well, I guess, right? Like, we're not going to surprise us all this turn, so... Let's get the engage going. A 4th round of this seems like it could only help. Especially because we're at a position in which Lady Deadfire has the ability to stun. With the double trouble, we don't have a way of stealing that in this fight. So giving ourselves an extra round to play around that. We didn't end up needing it, but 1 miss, and we would have been very glad we'd done what we did. Do we bludgeon bash anything? I don't know that we do. I think we send Wukong back, though, because I just don't want to be in a position in which Tiger Boy is ever pushing in on our base. That's the last place we want to be. We need to make sure that whenever they're taking a turn, the idea of playing the end of the game card is just not conscionable to them. Which, to be fair, killing Lady Deadfire basically did anyway, but Alemi killing that turret is helpful. Kid taking the inner tower is very helpful. Because that leads to some very interesting questions. Level 15. Level 13. I think we go for this, right? Like, yeah, maybe Wukong's a little bit lower than we'd like, but so is their Burial. I think the odds of us getting an advantage in this is higher than them. I don't know. Watch Wukong go down and we suddenly don't have a front line. But I feel like even in that case, like, Kid's in a really nice spot. All we need to do is kill Burial early in this fight. Burial, 17% chance to be targeted. Ah, man. Alemi missing the first attack. Probably would have done it. Kamaitachi is going to get some free attacks in here. But that's okay. It's just pumping up the Paisai. We're already at 5 stacks on turn 3. Yep, there's Alemi getting Burial down on the second attack. Man, really wish that Zealot hadn't missed. Killing Kamaitachi would have been nice. But that's okay. They do. Tiger Boy accidentally hits the Wukong. That stun comes through. Kamaitachi's down. Tiger Boy is down. This game is over. Wasn't even worried. Let the record show. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, team. That Vesper Dani combo has continued to work wonders all night long. They just don't have an answer to the damage that those two are putting out. And finally, Vesper gets MVP. It's about time. 6-1 and 11. What a stat line. Vesper really coming up where we needed them. And an immaculate game as far as I'm concerned. Really well executed from start to bottom. Do you want to destroy the home of New Human? Yeah, absolutely. That is our goal indeed. But look, Dani had a great game, obviously. Paisai, great game from Rothi. Shaybomb, I think, did everything that needed to be done. And Alice, obviously, on the Wukong. Maybe I could have played that a little bit cleaner, but at the end of the day, we win 17 kills to 3. It's so clearly in our favor. This game was never really in doubt. And Rothi breaks through. You love to see that. We are still waiting. Destroying 5 turrets. Dani only got through 1 this particular game. I do worry maybe this is going to take 5 games rather than 3 games, which is a little annoying, but whatever. We're going to get there. That's all that matters at the end of the day. 1 presence in Mac. No, not for bot lane. No. No presence for bot lane. None of these are good. We go to game 3. And I think it's time for Vesper to learn a new champion. I don't think we're going to use it in this situation. But it would be cool to know Kamatachi. I feel like that would be a good thing to know. And you know what, Dani? You deserve some more fans. I'm willing to have you stream here. I still think it's very silly that they're streaming in between games during the grand finals. But, you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for the trash talk. Yeah, I'll take the free card. The thing is, the idea of like, oh, getting 2 free points in a battle, I tend to find it's fully charged by the time battle starts anyway, you know? I've never found that to be something I've been struggling with. Okay, they do take us on red side. That is the right call. They do recognize that even though that wasn't the game that they wanted, that the fact that they were on blue side was not the problem. I do think it's very interesting that New Human, despite being the highest ranked team from a stat perspective, we did beat them in the regular season. We're 2-0 on them now. And this could be our last game of the night, folks. If we win this one, we will be League One champions. That's what we're playing for. They banned Zealot, finally. Honestly amazed that it took this long. In that case, Lady Deadfire, Niels. I still don't want to deal with Niels. I don't really need to ban Niels. Oh no. Oh, they've forgotten that Blocker Felyn is actually our best comp. Oh no. Oh, that's a problem for them. They can't stop it. They don't have anyone that can play either of those champs. We just win, right? Is there any reason we wouldn't? I mean, ban Kid, right? Because the extra attacks would be annoying. Yep. That sucks for them. They go Zhang Ji, they go Aurelia. We take Haas. Okay, they've got Justice. Great. Good for you. Hey, what do I want to get rid of? I'm not actually worried about Paisai in this comp. I don't think I'm that worried about Fatty White in this comp because we could steal the buffs. We'll steal the Paisai buffs too. We can steal the stun, though I don't really want to deal with it. I feel like maybe the better play, ban Burial, and let's get rid of their Shotgun Light. Let's just force their bot lane around something they're not as comfortable with. Let's see. Do we have anything recommended? Yeah, Frank. Absorb all that damage. Frank mid feels like a hard thing for them to deal with. They're going to go Alemi Pinangju, which I think is the best play for them. But I don't think it's exactly what they're looking for. And I think this might be a Gillis game, actually, from our jungle. Gillis can absorb a lot of that damage early on in fights. Give Haas some time to scale up. I really like that here. I like this order of operations. I like this order of operations. Yeah, Felon blocker. This is all well established. Everything but Gillis, I think we've used in the playoffs. And Gillis, we already established midway through the season. I don't know that that game actually worked out for us. But I feel like in this comp, right, there's a lot of damage that they're putting out there that we can just pure absorb. And I think that's worth it. Okay. I don't like... This could be a 3v2 dive bot lane. That would be a problem. Okay. I Am Justice means they don't have Flame Assault. That's huge. Freely firing, a waste of their time. Freely firing, also a waste of their time. Yummy Biscuit, sure. I have no problem with that. That's fine. Tactical adjustment. Hot Hands. I mean, honestly, we don't have any fight cards. So there's no point in hypnosising them away. Let's transition and Hot Hands. I think we just play this to get Felyn scaling going. Double Hot Hands on Felyn seems really nice. They are going to force Haas out of lane sooner rather than later. That is going to put pressure on that tower, and that is going to be a bummer. But I don't think there's anything we can meaningfully have done about that. I don't think any of the cards that we had are built to handle that. So I don't feel bad about where we ended up. I do think this is a weird situation for our opponent. Assault mode's going to be good for us. Excited State's going to be good for us. Ultimate Charge is going to be good for us. Just keeping getting those charges going, I think, is going to be huge. And then a Hot Hands for Frank. I would have loved to play a Fisticuffs, but we weren't in a place to do Fisticuffs, and we weren't going to be in a place for Fisticuffs. I am a little bit worried. Top tower's probably going to fall first. And giving up first turret blood is not really what I want to do. We only have a 700 gold advantage, and because we have Gillis rather than something like Zealot, fights are a little bit harder to pull off. Wow, they executed that? Okay. I mean, if you insist. I'm not going to tell you no. Yeah, there's a kill with Assault Mode. From the battlefield. You love to see that. Painful pleasure just to get some stacking going on that front. I mean, we could probe attack into Hunt of Shadow. Do we even want that one-on-one? I don't know that we do. What's Justice's item looking like? Yeah, they have first item. Haas doesn't. Yeah, we don't want that fight at all. So let's rethink. Yep. Excited State looks good. Hot Hands looks good. Assault Mode looks good. Another Excited State looks good. Transition looks good. Fisticuffs looks great. Enchanting Invasion doesn't, I think, do enough. But, well, hold on. If it's a 3v2, it sure does. Let's do it. Obviously, Frank is low on health, but we're not really looking for Frank to be the tank here. We're looking for Haas. I mean, Haas needed to hit that. Would have been the preference. Haas gets it there. Okay. Zhangji Qi finally goes down. I think we can get the kill here. Okay, Frank missed, but I think we otherwise had it. The damage from Frank, that's the thing. Like, you could have him as a tank when he has all his health, but when he's low like that, we just have him as our damage dealer, and it works out great. Got the kill onto their mid laner. Got us back to being at a gold lead when we were previously behind by just a little bit. Because of the tower. A farm command for Aurelio, who has been commanded to farm. Justice. Okay. Yeah, they're just going to play around Justice, which is the right call, right? Justice is the character that I think gives them the most here to work with. So I think they've made the right decision on that. I Am Justice. Yep. They're really playing into that lane. Getting a lot of damage onto Gillis, which I think is fine. Unfortunately, they have the same conductor ability that we do, which means this first dragon fight, they just got a lot of boost. But they didn't actually get a kill. Felyn could give a level to. This is a pure bot lane fight. So this isn't actually a situation in which, like, it's going to really help them to have gotten all this Gillis damage, right? What does that Gillis damage do for them? Nothing. Fisticuffs, certainly good. Plan B, let's just see if we get anything meaningful. I mean, we might as well keep Gillis in the game. I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I think the pass. 2v2, I like this 2v2 a lot. Yeah, they can't take it. They completely back off, which means Felyn's not going to get the extra crit. We don't have a great way to use Hass's attack, right? Theoretically, we'd be teleporting for support, maybe fighting in this this mid lane, but we don't really have the ability to do that. So we're just going to play a couple of those Frank cards. We should have played Signal Enhancement. There was no reason not to play Signal Enhancement. That was just a little sloppiness for me, because it does hold over into future turns. So that was just a mistake on my part. Oopsie poopsie. I do feel good about our situation, though. We've taken 2 towers down. We've got Excited State. We've got Ultimate Charge, which is huge. And they have not gotten the Aurelio fight card that they need. I feel like if they'd had the ability to make a couple of these ganks happen, maybe things would feel a little bit different. But they have not had that ability. It has not worked out for them so far this game. I feel like this is an Ultimate Charge play. I feel like this is a Assault mode get play. Man, I could have Signal Enhancement again. Oh, God, I gotta remember that card exists. I'll play it now. It's still better to play it now. I will say, there is always an instinct that I have had to fight in my card game career where it's like, oh, I missed the value on this. I should wait until I can get value again. It's like, no, just play it. Even if you don't get as much value as you could have, you're still almost certainly going to get more value than if you don't play it at all. Most of the time, at least. Okay, Gillis, huge attack coming. There we go. Hit the Aurelio. We've stolen the crit buffs with Hass here. We're going to steal more. I am a little bit worried that we're targeting Aurelio more than Justice here, because Justice does have the ability to just nuke Hass down. But we do get the first kill. Yep, that means Hass goes down, which means it is now a 2v2. And I do think, like, Frank does more damage overall. And I think it's going to take enough time to just get Zhang Ji. Oh, don't miss that attack. Thank you, Gillis. Okay. We are in a dangerous territory, because had Gillis missed that attack, Justice gets to the 4th charge, ultimates again. We lose a fight that we absolutely should have won. Luckily, that doesn't happen, and we do indeed win the fight that we should have won. And we do love to see that. Now, the question is, what can they do here? I mean, again, the answer you would want is to Flame Assault. They just haven't seemingly drawn it or ever felt comfortable playing it when they did draw it, which is just kind of surreal to me. We're going to keep pumping Dani with steroids. That's going to continue to be the correct call. For the shield there. Ultimate Charge seems good. Man, we don't have the The obvious gain for experience. Is there anyone who really benefits from the 300 gold? Haas does. Haas absolutely does. I don't care if we lose the most of the experience. That actually is totally worth it. Look at that. Just 2 health on the Nexus. We are 2 health away from winning this game. And usually I would prefer to win by a team fight. But in all reality, had it not worked out that way, I just want to win the finals. And honestly, Dani needs to take down turrets in order for this to work out well. So I would have been fine with that. That said, is there anything? I mean, I can move Aurelio away to 1v1 Zhang Ji. That actually might, well, no, I'd be I'm 1 mana off of doing that. Okay. We'll back off. I'll get to act before they do. Felyn's at level 10. We have popped off. I still think this is worth it. Yep, they don't even contest. And Felyn takes it. That's game. That is game. That is the series. We complete our League One playoff run without dropping a single game. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, you just can't give this team Felyn. Dani's too strong on it. We have too good of a blocker player in Rothy. Darkstrafer, hello, welcome to the chat. Unfortunately, absolutely the wrong timing for you to get here because this stream is about to wrap. But thank you so much for being here. Be sure to follow so that you can join in for the next stream, which will happen sooner rather than later. Maybe on Sunday, depending on what I can pull off. Yeah, no, sorry about that, man. We just finished the finals as you came to say hi. Dani somehow getting 47.2% of the team's damage despite having a 1-0-0 scoreline. Just jumping around checking out Esports Godfather? Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a great game. I really like the community here. And I think there are a lot of fun people doing some stuff, both on the Discord and just content in general. I appreciate you checking out this stream. You know, if you want to see what content we've been up to, you can go to our YouTube channel, which I'll share in chat right now. Actually, seems like as good a time to do that as ever. But the Rough Drafts Played YouTube channel, we have been saving all of our runs of all of our streams for Esports Godfather. We've been doing this hell difficulty playthrough for a while now on stream, and it's been a ton of fun. So if you ever want to just have some background stuff, something on the second monitor, check out and see what this run has been like. You know, this has been our team of goth girls have really done some great work, and it's been a really fun series of streams. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by, man. Sorry that the timing didn't work out, and that you were here for a 4-1 game, the most boring game of the night by far. The last game was 17 kills to 3, but look, sometimes you just got that methodical game. You make yourself the champions. You get all the points. We are going to do some upkeep stuff because I would rather start the next stream not having to just click my way through some of these things. Sitting in our office, do we want some pudding? Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate the follow. Why do we have pudding? Oh, it's a new sponsor? Oh, Honey Girl, you want to save the world with desserts. Okay. Let me have a bite of the pudding. Gotta see how good the pudding is. Maybe worth it. Look at that, Dani, 9-1-12. Once again, our MVP. She has done fantastic work. She was our MVP in the quarterfinals. She was our MVP in the semifinals. And she is our MVP in the finals, playing 3 different champions. This time, they actually tested us in pick and ban. They forced us to be diverse in our strategy. And it turns out they had no answer to anything that we were doing there. We move up to the Premier League. You love to indeed see it. We're going to advance. We get to S rank as a coach. And here is our lovely save point. And this is where we're going to tap out. We made ourselves champion. We made Owl Glasses, our sponsor, very happy. We got to the S rank, and we proved ourselves in Division 1. Next time, and I'm going to actually, it's going to make my model look weird. Please forgive me, because I can't look at the schedule and this simultaneously. Let's say, actually, you know what? Let me double check something before I double wreck myself here. Tomorrow evening, I'm gonna tentatively say 7 p.m. Pacific time. I believe that's when I will be free. I'm gonna have some friends over in the afternoon, so I might have to adjust the timing a little bit. But I believe I should be able to start the stream at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We'll get through the off season. We'll start our run in the Premier League. So come back for that. If you're on YouTube, twitch.tv/RedShirtKing is where you can find the streams. I have a ton of fun streaming this on Twitch, and I love being able to interact with people. So if you've enjoyed these streams, you want to check it out, definitely come by and say hi. Of course, if you're coming from YouTube, you should also be sure to follow me at Chase Wassenar on bsky.social or on Twitter if you must. I found one of those to be slightly less of a hellscape than the other, but I understand more people are on Twitter, and I get it. So either way, you can find us there. You could also follow the Rough Drafts podcast, a sponsor of Siren's Call, and the podcast that I do with my lovely co-host, Walter C. Fedchuk. Anywhere you get your podcast, Rough Drafts Podcast on bsky, Rough Drafts Pod on Twitter. We really do our best to make some fun podcasts talking about movies and video games. We have coming up this Monday a very fun podcast on the bike riders. And let's just say Walter and I did not agree on our take on the bike riders. So if you enjoy some people talking about movies, talking about what they like, what they dislike, definitely check that out. And of course, we also do Steam Cleaners, where just a couple weeks back, we talked about Esports Godfather with Dani, our team captain, who was able to join us earlier on in the stream. Thank you so much again to Dani for stopping by. We are going to end here, but until next time, goodbye, Edward.